So Bellingham has already punched their ticket to the playoffs no matter what happens the rest of the season.
It's time for Wenatchee AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, and our Gold supporter, the Town Auto Group. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Club Crow Bar and Grill, the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and AmeriCorps, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, Together for Youth, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. And now let's go live to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College.
It's kind of playing towards the bag at second, so there's a big gap over there. This pitch swung on, and good. How about finding a gap in center field for an RBI single? Beautifully struck. And a pleasant Monday evening to you. We are live with baseball tonight here on the NCWLIFE Channel as the Wenatchee AppleSox take on the Kelowna Falcons in West Coast League baseball. Summer collegiate baseball at its finest. It's wood bat baseball. It's the real deal here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The AppleSox coming in a tie for first place right now in the WCL's North Division with 6 games remaining in the North. In the first half standings, they're 14-7. Meanwhile, Kelowna is 7-11. We've got our anthems now here on the NCWLIFE Channel, so we will give you that here at the ballpark. Of course, Kelowna being in town from north of the border, the Canadian anthem first.
Performing the anthem is Spencer Ward. Spencer Ward is 11 years old, and he loves playing baseball for the Wenatchee All-Stars, hockey, golf, and snowboarding with his brothers, Wayland and Forrest. It is an honor for Spencer to perform today. Go AppleSox!
Go Spencer!
There you go. Young Spencer with our national anthem on a keyboard tonight. And I've been around AppleSox baseball for a long time, and I don't remember too many times we've had the anthem or anything else, for that matter, here at the ballpark on a keyboard. So how about that for young Spencer here tonight? All right, let's take a look at the lineups here for the visitors. First of all, the Kelowna Falcons with a record of 7-11. Their head coach is Doug Noche. He's assisted by his brother John and Angelos Loomis. Their pitching coach is Cole Van Everett. The batting first will be Roberto Gonzalez. Excuse me, that's the Wenatchee AppleSox lineup. There we go. Christian Slater will be in center field. He's a 5'9", 190-pound sophomore from Rice. Raphael Smink will be the second baseman out of Panola JC. There's a lot of these players that are from Texas. Sam Flores will bat third. He's playing third base from McLennan JC. Trey Duffield will bat cleanup. He's in right field. He's a sophomore out of Rice. Caden Mitchell will bat fifth. He's a DH and a freshman from McLennan. Brecken Menuet is a shortstop. He'll bat sixth. He's a freshman also from McLennan. That's down in Texas. Matthew Pena is the first baseman, a freshman at Cal State Northridge. Batting eighth will be left fielder Miles Walton. He's a freshman at Sacramento State. And Drew Stevens will be a catcher tonight. He is batting ninth out of Spokane Falls Community College. The AppleSox will counter with Roberto Gonzalez batting first. Batting second, Max Hartman, the center fielder. Batting third, Aiden Doherty, the right fielder. Batting fourth will be James Castagnola, third baseman. First baseman batting fifth will be Kade Benevidez. Antonio Gianni is batting sixth. He's in left field. Luca Boscarino is the catcher. He's batting seventh. Batting eighth, Hunter Friedberg, the DH, and Elijah Palayo is batting ninth. He is the shortstop. The battery for the AppleSox tonight, Cam Hoyland on the mound. Luca Boscarino is behind the plate. Hoyland getting his first start as he just joined the team over the weekend. He has played for the AppleSox the last 2 years in a row, so he's back again, a 6'2", 190-pound senior at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. He's perfect in his pitching for the AppleSox, 5-0 over the years. Last year he had a .6 ERA, and in 2022 a 3.48 earned run average. So he gets the start here for the AppleSox, and he will face Christian Slater to start it off. Salazar to start it off. Travis Holsey is our plate umpire. Zach Burr, the base umpire, and we're ready for baseball here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel. The first pitch is outside, missing for ball one. Beautiful night here at the ballpark with nary a breath of wind, warm temperatures as summer has finally arrived here in north central Washington. Salazar ready, and the pitch from Hoyland on the way. This one's across the knees for a strike, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike to Christian Slater. Appreciate you joining us tonight here on the broadcast as we stream it on Facebook. We stream it on our website. We on YouTube with this as well, Stucker, Wagner? No, okay, not on YouTube. Okay, not tonight. We also, of course, are on live on TV locally here on Channel 12 Local Tel and Channel 19 on Charter as we have a 1-1 count. Had a little break in the action there. Salazar back in. Hoyland is ready, standing in a little split of a shadow out there on the mound, and the pitch on the way. Swung on, popped up, foul, and out of play, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Well, it has been kind of a thrash here the last couple of weeks at the NCWLIFE Channel. We've been working on getting some new technology available, and we are trying it out for the first time. So we are here for the champagne bottle against the bow on this particular equipment. Salazar back in. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Tucker Wagner next to me here. He's our on-site producer. We don't have any. I know. I forgot the champagne, Tucker. So he took a bottle of water and. Did you crack it against your head? I was a little worried about it. Oh, on the table. Okay. 1-2, the count remains to Salazar here as Hoyland comes set, and the lefty's delivery swung on and again fouled back. So quite a battle here between Christian Salazar and Cam Hoyland. Salazar, 5'10", 190-pound sophomore from Rice, batting .385 on the season. Hasn't had a lot of attempts at the plate, but he's done well in those so far. Kelowna coming in with a 2 games out of 3 win, and a swing and a miss here, and a strikeout for Hoyland to start the ball game. 1 down here in the first brings up Raphael Smink. Kelowna comes in after taking 2 of 3 from Port Angeles over the weekend. Meanwhile, the Wenatchee AppleSox stumbled against the Walla Walla Sweets, losing 2 of 3. But they did get a win yesterday by a final of 9-5, scoring 7 runs in 1 inning. Second baseman Smink in there, and the first pitch to him from Hoyland swung on and hit in the air to right field. This could be trouble. It's a long run for somebody. And how about that play by second baseman Kade Benevidez? Ranges over to his left in no man's land, is able to make the catch for the out for the second out here. Put a star next to that one for Benevidez. Roberto Gonzalez, that is. Benevidez is at first base. Gonzalez made the play there, and that's what he's just arrived over the weekend and making a mark already. So how about the second baseman, Roberto Gonzalez, there for the AppleSox. 2 down, brings up Sam Flores, the third baseman. He'll step in the left-handed batter's box, left versus left here. And the first pitch misses away for ball one. 1-0 the count to Flores. 6'1", 200-pound sophomore, also from McLennan JC, batting .207 in his West Coast League summer so far. 1-0 pitch on the way. It's swung on and fouled into the glove of the catcher and bounces out. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. AppleSox tied for first in the West Coast League's North Division with Edmonton coming into tonight. This is the only game being played in the West Coast League here this evening. Pitch on the way is a fastball missing outside for ball 2. 2-1 to count to Sam Flores. 2 down here, top of the first, just underway tonight. Of course, these two teams will play again tomorrow and on Wednesday, 6:35 game times each night, with Kelowna in town getting their first a chance to face the AppleSox. This curveball misses away for ball 3. 3-1 to count to Flores, third baseman for Kelowna. Again, the Falcons come into tonight's game with a record of 7-11, have not played a non-conference game so far this summer. 3-1 pitch from Hoyland, swung on and hit foul into the dugout on the first base side, and everybody goes jumping out of the way there, and the count goes to 3-2 on Flores. Trey Duffield waiting on deck, hoping for a shot here in the first. Scoreless so far at Wenatchee's Paul Thomas Senior Stadium here on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. What breeze there is kind of blowing in a little bit from left field. This pitch swung on and hit to the gap, and that's a seeing eye single to right field for Flores. Had to reach out and get after that one. Somehow got the bat in front of it. So the first hit of the ball game comes to Flores, and that'll bring up right fielder Trey Duffield. He's a sophomore out of Rice, batting .236 on the season, 6'3", 215 pounds. Appreciate Joel Norman for always providing us some game notes for each matchup when we come out here to the ballpark. It is his daily job. It is my once or twice a month job. So thanks to Joel for helping us with the notes. Pitch here swung on and fouled off of the catcher into the net behind home plate. 0-1 to count to Trey Duffield. Looks like Ham Hoyland a little more comfortable having that right-hander in the box as opposed to the left-hander. Again, Hoyland pitched last year for the AppleSox, limited, but a 2-0 record with a .6 earned run average. 0-1 to count here. Duffield, and this fastball misses just low for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Of course, a lot of folks here at the ballpark, and not those in the stands necessarily, but those on the field partaking in this contest. Pitch swung on a chop foul up the third baseline, and the count goes to 1-2 strikes. Very interested in what's happening in the College World Series. Game 3 tonight, Texas A&M and Tennessee. By marriage, I guess, I have a relative that's playing for Tennessee. I don't know if that works quite right. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Hoyland is just outside for a ball. Evens the count at 2-2. So I've had my brother-in-law and his brother very interested in the College World Series and rooting for Tennessee. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit to the left side. That's through for another base hit. Another seeing eye single, 1 to right, 1 to left. Back-to-back base hits off of Hoyland here. Puts a runner in scoring position in the first with 2 down for Kelowna. That'll bring up Caden Mitchell. Mitchell's the DH tonight, batting just a $188 on the season. He's a 6-foot, 180-pound freshman, also from McLennan JC. It's an interesting choice for ESPN tonight because they've had, of course, College World Series on ESPN, and they've also had the NHL Stanley Cup on ESPN, so they had to choose which one would go where tonight. 2 on, 2 outs for Hoyland as Mitchell steps in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch is a curveball. Boy, that looked good, but I guess a little inside. 1-0 the count to Mitchell. Cam Hoyland getting the start tonight for the AppleSox. Looked very good on the season for Wenatchee. This pitch misses for a ball. 2-0 the count. Well, Salazar was retired by the strikeout. Smeek, a pop-up to the second baseman. Flores aboard with a base hit. Duffield aboard with a base hit. That's where they sit right now. And the 2-0 pitch swung on and hits on a hop right to the first baseman, and that is Kade Benevidez. He'll take it to the bag himself for the out. So the Falcons leave a couple aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Scoreless so far. The AppleSox do up next. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hi, my name is Courtney, and AmeriCorps has given me the opportunity to change careers, learn new skills, and serve my community in a meaningful way. I am so glad that I chose AmeriCorps.
My service with AmeriCorps has allowed me to make a difference in the lives of people that I wouldn't have otherwise made.
My service in AmeriCorps allowed me make huge impact to community having fun.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to serve and use my skills for the greater good. I highly recommend serving with AmeriCorps. You will change your life.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We're not affiliated with any of the network channels. We're a locally owned, locally managed television station who prides itself on being a reflection and a spotlight on the communities we call home here in North Central Washington. We need to thank our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your Town Auto Group. Thanks for watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
You're watching AppleSox baseball here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel. To the bottom of the first we go. Wenatchee sitting Roberto Gonzalez to the plate. He'll be followed by Max Hartman and Aiden Doherty. AppleSox coming in, as I mentioned, tied for first in the West Coast League's North Division at 14-7, along with Edmonton. Edmonton was able to pick up a win yesterday while the AppleSox were also victorious, so they both remain tied for first in the first half standings. Bellingham in second place, just a game back at 13-8. So going to come right down to the stretch. In fact, speaking of which, Bellingham and Edmonton start a series tomorrow, and then Wenatchee will finish the first half of the season at Bellingham later on this week. So whoever was the the season setter and the schedule setter, quite the prognosticator, maybe accidentally, to have it finish this way in the first half. But the team that wins the first half of the West Coast League's season gets an automatic bid to the postseason, no matter what happens in the second half. So they break it up that way. Right now, Corvallis running away with the South Division. They're make that 17-3. They're 3.5 games in front of the Portland Pickles, who are 13-6 coming into tonight. Portland is at Yakima Valley while Corvallis is hosting Cowlitz starting tomorrow. Again, this is the only game on the slate, so welcome in any West Coast League fans around the area that might be tuning into our broadcast here tonight. Roberto Gonzalez gives a little handshake to Travis Hulsey, our home plate umpire, hoping for the good sportsmanship maybe to get him a good call in his at-bat as he steps in the left-handed batter's box. Again, just started his season with the AppleSox over the weekend and is batting .364 with 3 runs. How about that? First pitch to him on the way is inside and hit him, and so he'll get a free pass on the hit batsman. So Roberto will head down to first base.
Now batting from Washington State University,
we should mention, too, that pitcher for the Kelowna Falcons tonight getting the start is number 11. We'll get that off of their roster here. Tell you more about this young man on the mound for Kelowna. That would be Carson Kimball, 6 foot, 190 pounder. I think he's one of their best pitchers. But starts the game off by hitting a batter and then throws the next pitch way outside to Max Hartman. 1-0 the count to Hartman. Kimball with a 3.48 earned run average. This is his first, make that second start of the season in 10 innings. 10 1/3. He's got 11 strikeouts, 9 walks. Keeping a close eye on Roberto Gonzalez over there at first base. Pretty good lead. Pitch on the way to the plate is right down the middle for a taken strike. Count evens to Hartman at 1-1. Max, 6'3", 196-pound junior at Washington State, playing center field for the AppleSox tonight, batting .305 on the summer. He's been one of the most consistent hitters all summer long so far for the Sox. The 1-1 pitch, instead a toss over to the bag at first, not in time. So Carson Kimball starter here tonight for the Kelowna Falcons. Lefty versus lefty. Kimball, long look at the runner at first. Pitch high and inside with a fastball. Snaps the webbing of the glove of his catcher. But high and inside ball. 2-1 the count to Hartman. Infield pretty much straight away, so too is the outfield here on a calm night at Paul Thomas. We can't say that. We've had many of those here at the ballpark. It has been a windy spring here in north central Washington. 3-1 the count to Hartman. That was a good take. That pitch was close to a strike, but he takes it. Get Hartman on the base paths. That's a lot of speed for the AppleSox. Here comes the 3-1 pitch on the way. He'll take, and it's a strike, and the count now runs full to Max Hartman. 5 doubles on the season for Hartman. He's driven in 12 runs for the AppleSox. Man who wears number 13 on his back in the left-handed batter's box. Kimball ready after checking the runner. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit foul up the first base side, and that will give Hartman another chance here at the plate for the AppleSox. Hartman back in and ready, crowding that left-handed batter's box a bit, and the pitch is high right below his chin. And so a couple of free passes here to start the ball game for Kimball. That puts runners at first and second for Wenatchee with nobody out, and that brings up Aiden Doherty. The right fielder, 6'1", 200-pounder out of Yukon, batting .309, so just the guy you want up there. Now, does Coach Mitch Darlington have him swing away, or early on do you have him drop the bunt? He's your third man in the lineup, batting very well. I think you got to have him swing away, but we'll see. Nope, he'll square the bunt. He'll take the pitch. It's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Aiden. Doherty back in. Runners with short leads at first and second. Gonzalez out there at second. Hartman at first. Nobody out for the AppleSox. Pitch on the way, misses outside with a fastball for ball 1-1 the count to Doherty. Doherty's also scored 17 runs, one of the most prolific run scorers for the AppleSox this summer. Doherty back in. Lefty versus righty here, and the pitch by Kimball swung on and hit in the air to shallow right center field, and this is going to be caught on the run out there. Nice play by the center fielder. So 1 out. Thought that might have had a chance to drop in, but not the case. Salazar is able to corral that one out there in center field. So that'll bring up Castagnola. James Castagnola, third baseman, up here with the AppleSox. Out of UC Irvine, Californian, making his way up here. First pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 the count. His first chance to play for the AppleSox right here, right now. Did not play this past season at UC Irvine. 1-0 the count to Castagnola. Runners at first and second. Pitch on the way, bounces in, and the runners are going to advance. And that, I thought, may have been a dead ball, but no. So Gonzalez smartly heads down to third base on a ball, and that'll be a wild pitch with the runner advancing. So runners on the corners now for the AppleSox, and a 2-0 count to Castagnola. Mitch Darlington knows him by paper, but does not know him on his abilities here. So let's see what they do. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit foul, cued off the end of the bat into the dugout on the first base side. So the count goes to 2-1. Wenatchee lost a series for the first time this season last week down in Yakima, then came home over the weekend and lost 2 out of 3 to Walla Walla. So they're looking to right the ship here after a couple of series losses. Pitch on the way, fastball misses outside for a ball. 3-1 to Castagnola from Kimball. Kimball having a rough start here. Hit Gonzalez, who's now over at third base. Walked Hartman, who's at first. Was able to get a line out by Doherty to right center. And now a 3-1 pitch on the way to Castagnola. It swung on and fouled into the net on the first base side. So the count runs full to Castagnola at 3-2. Kimball with that 3.48 earned run average. His second start of the summer, his 6th appearance in a Kelowna uniform. 3-2 the count. And the pitch on the way. Inside, ball 4. Bases loaded. Didn't miss by much. So Hardman goes down to second, Castagnola at first, and that brings up Kade Benevidez. Cade's batting .292 on the summer. Has a home run. Wouldn't that be something to start the game off tonight and start a series off with a grand slam? Not much wind to help him to right field as we typically have here at the ballpark. Quiet, calm night here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, but he'll awaken the crowd if he can get a hit here. Pitch on the way to him is inside for ball 1. Kade Benevidez, a 6'1", 225-pounder out of New Mexico State, has 8 doubles on the season. That'd be nice. 1-0 count and a pitch by Kimball. Inside and hit him, and that's going to bring in the first Wenatchee run of the night. The Sox lead it 1-0. Give an RBI to Benevidez as Gonzalez will come home. That's a rough way to earn an RBI, but he'll take it. So will the AppleSox, who jump on the board first here. That brings up left fielder Antonio Gianni. Gianni leads the team in home runs with 4. Bases jammed for him here with just 1 out in the inning. Kimball struggling to start here for Kelowna. And a pitch on the way. Curveball swung on and fouled back, and the count 0-1 to Gianni. They had the Fan Fest before the season started here at Paul Thomas, and Gianni was all around shaking hands and telling everybody who he was. Pitch here misses outside for a ball, 1-1. Very affable young man who's a sophomore at Central Arizona, hitting .226 on the summer. Bunch of ducks on the pond out there for Gianni right now. 1-1 to count. Base is still jammed, just 1 out to the inning. Pitch on the way is low for a ball, 2-1. Seattle Mariners in Tampa Bay. We'll get you a score coming up as they take it on the Rays after losing. Yeah, speaking of losing 2 series in a row, so too have the Seattle Mariners to start this 9-game road trip. Losing 2 of 3 to Cleveland, now 2 of 3 over the weekend to Miami. Pitch here, swung on a miss. That was a hefty cut, and the count even to Gianni at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, just 1 out in the inning. And Boscarino waiting on deck. 6th man of the inning to come to the plate here for the AppleSox, leading at 1-0. The 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and hit on a hop past the shortstop into left center field. 1 run's going to score. They're going to try to score 2 and move a runner to third, and everybody's going to be safe on the 2-run double by Antonio Gianni. AppleSox grab a 3-0 lead right away against the visitors from the north. Benevidez winds up down to third base on the play. That was a close play for the shortstop. And now we're going to get a visit to the mound, and we'll see if we get a pitching change right away. As Kelowna not to start, they certainly wanted to start this series here on the road tonight. AppleSox will take on Kelowna here again tomorrow night and Wednesday before moving to Bellingham for a weekend series. AppleSox has certainly played a lot of games in a short amount of time, and that's kind of the idea of summer collegiate baseball. As you want to get these guys as much playing time as possible. They'll head for Joe Martin Field on Friday for a 6:35 game. Same time on Saturday, then a 1:35 game on Sunday to wrap up the month of June and wrap up the first half of the West Coast League season. AppleSox fighting to get that first half win and punch their ticket for the playoffs. So still 2 aboard here for Luca Boscarino for the AppleSox. Catcher steps in the right-handed batter's box after the visit on the mound. Kimball sets in, and the pitch on the way is right down the middle for a strike, and that's what you want to see if you're the coach for the Falcons. Cole Van Every came out there to have a word with him and say, hey, just settle down, just concentrate on the catcher, don't worry about the guys on the base pass. Pitch here is bouncing in for a ball, and the count evens to Boscarino at 1 ball and 1 strikes. Senior from Incarnate Word at 5'10", 195 pounds, batting .309 on the summer for the AppleSox. Luca back in the right-handed batter's box with the count even to him at 1-1 and first base open. Runners at second and third. Pitch on the way, swung on and chopped slowly towards the shortstop. In on the ball is the man. He'll throw it to first in time, but a run's going to score on the fielder's choice. Well, 6-3 on the putout. Put an RBI for Boscarino on the ground out. 2 outs in the inning as Benevidez comes home to score. 4-0 AppleSox. Gianni waits over there at second base with a play in front of him to the shortstop. That'll bring up Hunter Friedberg. DH is batting .265 on the summer. Steps in the left-handed batter's box wearing number 3 on his back. Sox with their powder blue tops and the white pants tonight. Pitch on the way is a strike on the outside corner with a fastball. 0-1 to count to Friedberg. 8th man to come to the plate for the AppleSox here in the first inning, just the way you want to start it if you're the home squad in Wenatchee. Kimball ready. The 0-1 pitch is a curveball bouncing in, and Gianni thought about it, but a nice stop by the catcher. And so the count even to Friedberg at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stevens behind the plate here for the Kelowna Falcons will take the receipt from his pitcher, and he tried to frame it for the home plate umpire, Travis Holsey. But Travis felt that was a little bit outside, so ball 2. 2-1 to count to Friedberg. Sox on top 4-0. Pitch on the way as the runner goes. Swung on and hit in the air to right center, and who's going to call for it? Looking up into the sunshine, it'll be the center fielder Salazar. So that'll be the final out. But the AppleSox score 4 runs here in the first inning. The big hit, the 2-run double by Antonio Gianni, will head to the second. 4-0. AppleSox in front. You're watching Wenatchee Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Check out ClubProCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel, where we have a lead for the AppleSox. So far, by the way, this season, for those of you keeping track, the NCWLIFE Channel broadcasts are 2-0 so far. Last year, we had a problem. We lost 4 in a row broadcasts that we had here on the NCWLIFE Channel, and it just was a difficult time to get a win on tape, on the air, on live. And so looking forward to better things to come here this season. So far, knock on wood, we're 2-0, so that's not too bad. We head to the top of the second inning. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here for Kelowna. Brecken Menuet, Matthew Pena, and Miles Walton, as they find themselves in an early hole here, 4-0. But one thing we've also seen here so far this summer, and just about every summer in the summer collegiate baseball in the West Coast League, there's a lot of runs that can be had, that's for sure. So 4-0 is never a safe bet. First pitch misses inside to Menuet. 1-0 the count. Another freshman at McLennan down in Texas, batting .167 on the season in the right-handed batter's box with the lefty Cam Hoyland delivering his 1-0 pitch. Swung on a fly ball to shallow center. Let's see who's going to call for it. It will be the center fielder, Max Hartman. I could hear him through my headset from here calling for it, and that was a good job by him because Roberto Gonzalez probably could have fielded it, but it's easier for the guy coming in than it is for the guy going out. So 2 pitches and a fly out to center for the first out here in the second. That'll bring up first baseman Matthew Pena. Pena batting 194 on there. Make that 294 on the summer. 6 foot, 222-pound freshman out of Cal State Northridge. And the first pitch is high and away for a ball. 1-0 the count. Hoyland back in and ready. And the 1-0 pitch on the way is right down the middle for a strike. Evens the counts at 1 ball and 1 strike. This pitch misses for ball 2. 2-1 the count. To Pena, 1 out, nobody on for Kelowna here in their part of the second. 2-1 pitch. This one's right down the middle for a strike. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, the fans here at the ballpark love a strikeout. You get 5, you get free stuff, free swag if the AppleSox get 5 strikeouts in the game. This pitch swung on and fisted foul up the third base line past a group of AppleSox players that are all seated in chairs in front of the dugout. Now, we've seen that where umpires in the past have chased him back inside the dugout. We'll see if that lasts here tonight. Pena back in. Hoyland has a new ball and looks in for the sign from Luca Boscarino. And the 2-2 pitch by the lefty on the way. Swung on a miss. Second strikeout of the ball game is the second out here in the second inning. So 2s are wild. That'll bring up Miles Walton, the left fielder. Miles batting a .133. He's a 6'1", 170-pound freshman from Sacramento State. He'll step up with 2 out and nobody aboard here in the top of the second inning. AppleSox, by the way, scoring in that first inning here. 4 runs. That gives them 17 runs in the first inning so far this season. 139 runs scored for the AppleSox on the summer. Not bad. First pitch fouled away to Walton as he'll step back in. Went over the fence here on the right side. Now to play into the tennis court here nearby. The 0-1 pitch is right across the knees for a strike. Took something off that one. The count 0-2 quickly on Miles Walton. Walton back in and ready. As Hoyland works from the shadow out on the mound. And the pitch on the way high with a fastball there. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Wenatchee's weak inning, if you could call it that, so far this season has been the third. They only have 8 runs scored in the third inning all season long. So those first few innings that count so much. This pitch bounces in for a ball, and the count evens to Walton at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Who was it? Whitey Herzog, I think. He said you split the game into thirds. You got the first 3 innings, you got the second 3 innings, and the final 3 innings. If you win the first 3 innings, then you just hold on. 2-2 the count to Walton. We are going to have a special guest, by the way, join us a little bit later on here in the broadcast tonight. 2-2 pitch is outside for ball 3. So for the second time of the game, a 3-ball count to a batter. This one to Miles Walton, the number 8 man in the lineup. Hoyland ready. And the full count pitch is strike 3 called. Dagon looking is Walton. That's the 3rd strikeout, and it's a 1-2-3 frame for Kelowna here in the second. To the bottom of the second we go. Sox on top, 4-0. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Hey, man. How's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen's a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Good night so far for the home team as the AppleSox lead it by a score of 4-0. And our broadcast here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by, of course, our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling in Wenatchee. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Give them a call today at 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net. By the way, air has an E on the end of it. Additional thanks to our gold supporter, Town Auto Group, your community, your family, your Town Auto Group. Mariners had a lead 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. All they needed was 6 more outs to get a win tonight in Tampa Bay. That did not happen. Voth and Andres Munoz gave up the lead. They gave up 3 runs in the 8th, and Tampa Bay comes back for the 4-3 win. Elijah Pelayo leads it off here for the AppleSox, and the first pitch is a fastball a little bit high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Looks like Kimball is still out there, even though he struggled in that first frame. 8 men came to the plate for the AppleSox. By the way, they got those 4 runs on just 1 hit. Pitch here is a little outside for a ball. 2-0 the count to Elijah Pelayo. Eli batting .244 this summer, 5'11", 165-pound sophomore from Cal State Bakersfield, and he'll take the next pitch low and inside for ball 3. So Kimball had a rough outing in that first. He hit the first batter, Roberto Gonzalez, who came around to score. Walked Hartman, who came around to score. Walked Castagnola, he came around to score. And then hit another batter, Kade Benevidez. He came home to score as well. So about as badly as you can dial it up. And dialing up a walk here to start off the second is Elijah Pelayo. 4-pitch walk. And we do see a right-hander starting to warm up down to the bullpen here for Kelowna. Boy, it is a beautiful evening here at the ballpark. Just a little hint of a breeze and just perfect temperatures. Back to the top of the order for the AppleSox. Roberto Gonzalez steps in. Was hit by a pitch and scored in the first. And the pitch to him here is low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Gonzalez helps out his teammate at first base, holding his hand up, saying, hey, don't go anywhere. That ball didn't get away from the catcher. And sometimes, especially a left-handed batter, it will block the view of the runner at first base. And so that's important to at least give a hand signal to help out the guy. 1-0 the count as Kimball comes set, and he'll toss over to the bag at first, not in time. The count remains. Gonzalez back in, pitch on the way, high with a fastball here. 2-0 the count, and struggles continue for the starter for Kelowna. Going to check just to make sure here. Joel Norman sent me the lineup here earlier, and it's very difficult to read the numbers. And no, it looks like this is a different pitcher that's out there now. Look like the same guy, but apparently not, as this is number 36. Yeah, thank you, Malcolm, in my ear. Appreciate that. And I don't have a 36 on their roster. And it'll be ball 4, nonetheless, to Gonzalez. So whomever this is, issuing free passes here for Kelowna. Let me see if their roster they gave the stadium here tonight will help me out. And not so much. We're going to have another visit to the mound here, and they're going to wear a path here between the dugout and to the mound, and that's going to be it for the man who is exiting. And we'll have another pitcher coming in, and we'll take a 60-second break on the broadcast. 2 aboard for the AppleSox. No out. We're in the bottom of the second. Sox on top 4-0. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Oli Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Well, thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel. We got a new pitcher on the mound here. Ethan Ratty will take over here for Kelowna out of the University of Puget Sound. He's a junior there from Renton originally, 6'1", 190-pounder. And Ratty has a 0 ERA so far. Now, he hasn't pitched a lot. Only 7 2/3. This will be his 6th appearance of the summer. Has 3 walks, a couple of strikeouts, and 1 save in his appearances so far. So, right-hander taking over here on the mound for the Kelowna Falcons. Again, their starter tonight, I had it down as Carson Kimball. And I think that's who it was, but, you know, I'm trying to read a very, very lightly colored in lineup card. And I apologize, that was not Kimball. That was, well, your guess is as good as mine. I'm going to say Ben Schroeder. That was the starter who had all of those troubles. So apologies to the Kimball family if they happen to be watching our broadcast here tonight. So Ratty takes over after an inning plus by Schroeder, and the first pitch by Ratty misses outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. So Schroeder has given up the 4 runs so far, and he's responsible for the 2 on the base paths right now. And Max Hartman stepping in, pitch to him, misses. No, they're going to call it a strike. Evens the count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Max. He walked and scored in the first in Wenatchee's 4-run first inning on just 1 hit. Big 2-run double by Antonio Gianni. That's our score right now, 4-0, bottom of the second. This pitch swung on and hit hard, but foul down the right field line. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Max Hartman. AppleSox were on fire to start the season. Things have cooled off a little bit for Wenatchee here the last couple of series, falling on the road 2 out of 3 to Yakima Valley last week, and then falling to Walla Walla 2 out of 3 over the weekend. But they are coming in after a victory yesterday. This pitch swung on a chopped foul. Going to even the count, or excuse me, the ball and 2 strikes remains to Max Hartman. Wenatchee coming away with a 9-5 victory Sunday here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Trying to get off on the right foot here when their 2nd West Coast League game in a row. Off to a good start, 4-0 the score. The pitch on the way, swung on and chopped slowly to the second baseman. Double play chance, but he fumbles the baseball, and everybody's going to be safe. Error going to be charged to the second baseman on that play. He was thinking about getting rid of the ball before he got to doing it. Smink with the error. So the base is jammed for Wenatchee, and that's one thing when you've got issues on the mound. Another thing when you're not helping them out with your defense. Should have had at least 1 there, if not the double play. But nobody out. Aiden Doherty stepping up with the bases jammed. 2nd time here tonight. Wenatchee's had the bases loaded. This pitch swung on a fly ball to deep center. Backing up on it is Salazar. That's going to allow the runner from third to tag and come home, and the AppleSox lead at 5-0. Give an RBI on the sacrifice fly. to Doherty. Gives him 16 RBI on the season. And with one out, Pelayo scored easily on the play. Down to third went Roberto Gonzalez. Holding at first was Hartman. So one out brings up James Castagnola. Walked and scored in the first. We are just in the second. Wenatchee already with 5 runs on the board. Pitch on the way. Inside, hit him, loads the bases again. So down to second goes Hartman. Castagnola on at first base, and Kade Benevidez, who was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the first inning, will step up again with the bases loaded. See what he can do here. He got an RBI for getting plunked. Tough way to do it, but, you know, you take the runs where you can get them. So Benevidez steps in. Pitch to him on the way, right down the middle for a strike, and a count 0-1 here with Ethan Ratty in relief of Ben Schrader. This pitch snaps the webbing of the glove, but misses outside for a ball. 1-1 the count to Benevidez. Kade out of New Mexico State, hitting .292, trying to find a spot in the defense here. Pitch is low and inside for a ball. 2-1 the count. I think I read in Joel's notes here that the AppleSox have done very well on the walks so far this season. This pitch swung on and lifted into the air to left center, and a long run, and making the play out there is the center fielder Salazar. That will allow a run to score. AppleSox up 6-0 as Roberto Gonzalez will score on the sacrifice fly. Very close to dropping in and being a nightmare for the Falcons. F8 and the RBI to Benevidez. He's got 2 ribbies in the game now. Now Gianni will step up with 2 outs and 2 aboard. Antonio with a big 2-run double back of the first. This curveball misses inside for ball 1. Ethan Ratty with the pitch. Swung on a miss, and out in front of that fastball was Gianni. He was geared up for it, but just a little bit in front of it. Again, we're going to have a special guest joining us here in the 3rd or 4th inning. I said, at your leisure, if you have time, come on up and join us. Pitch on the way. Curveball in the dirt outside. Nice stop by Stevens. The count goes to 2-1 on Gianni. Antonio with 4 home runs on the season. Not a good home run hitting night tonight. Not the warmest of temperatures and no wind tonight. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back into the net. Evens the count to Gianni at 2 balls and 2 strikes. AppleSox baseball here on the NCWLIFE Channel, brought to you in part by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call 509-662-6842 for help. If the warmer temperatures are catching up to you and your air conditioner is not working so well, give them a call. Pitch here, swung on and grounded to the third baseman. He'll go to second for the closeout there, and that'll do it for the AppleSox here in the second. But they get 2 more runs, and we head to the 3rd frame. Sox on top 6-0. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Well, we're through a couple of frames here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, and it's been a good night for the home team so far as the AppleSox lead it by a score of 6-0. We head to the third, and due up here for Kelowna is Drew Stevens, the catcher, number 9 hitter. He's followed by Christian Salazar and Rafael Smink. And a special guest joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel. I think, is this your first time on TV?
I think so, yes.
Wow.
Well, no, I was on the earlier version of this channel.
Oh, okay.
With like a Toast and Coffee show or something like that.
Yes, I
Did
got
a
it.
couple of
back when it was Apple Valley Television. Ken Johannessen, who's my hero.
I always wondered why you called me that.
On the broadcast. Because anytime back in the day at KPQ, when we needed somebody, you were the guy. You were the guy. So you're my hero. Always.
Ken PQ is what.
First pitch to Stevens, swung on and fouled back in the count 0-1. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you and good to hear you.
It's good to be here, and I'm doing well. Looks like you're doing well too.
Yes, thank you. 0-1 count. Pitch inside, almost hit the batter, and the count even at 1-1 strike. I know you're a huge baseball fan.
I am.
You got to be happy about what's happening with the Mariners. You got to be happy about what's happening with your Mets too.
Yes, the Mets are doing okay. The Mariners are doing very well. What do you got there? It looks like that was a strike.
Strike on the outside corner. 1-2 the count to Drew Stevens. Cam Hoyland on the mound for the AppleSox.
I heard that the Mariners lost today down there.
Yes, they gave up a lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gave up 3 runs. And ouch.
Yeah.
Pitch here bounces in, actually bounced off the foot, apparently, of the batter.
Ooh,
so
that's like the first hit batter for
Wenatchee tonight. Yeah, it's been kind of a hit batsman type of night so
yeah,
far.
no kidding.
So I know you've been an AppleSox fan since the get-go back in 2000.
Back when you were doing it.
Yes.
Yes. On KPQ.
And there was a lot of times where I was doing the broadcasts on location, whether here in Wenatchee or wherever else we were in the Pacific International League. And Ken was back at the studio. So another reason why you're my hero.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Top of the order now, Christian Salazar. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count to Christian.
Yeah.
Center fielder's 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. One of 3 strikeouts for Cam here at the ballpark.
Yeah.
They still do the socks. I'm happy to see that, where they stretch the socks out from the press box here.
And we've got 3 socks up there.
3, and you get 5, and you get free stuff. Used to be 7.
I was going to say, it used to be 7.
Used to be 7, but they apparently have more free stuff than they know what to do with.
Yeah, good.
0-1 to count to Salazar here. Actually, 1-1, and this pitch misses for a ball.
You got to love the swag, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I was talking to somebody here not too long ago. They didn't know what swag stood for. I said, you know, that stands for something.
Really?
And they're like, no, it's just swag. I said, no, that is an acronym.
Oh.
Stuff we all get.
Oh.
Swag.
Well, now I know.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
See, I'm not hip on pop terminology.
I don't know a lot about some things. I know a little about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But that's how we've survived in radio, right?
That's all of us in radio.
Yes.
Yeah. We're little we're kind of like utility players, all of us. You know? We know.
Well, Ken Johannessen, for those that don't know, was our Swiss Army knife back at KPQ for so many. How long did you work there?
I was there.
Pitch swung on and popped up, and shallow, well, we'll say the infield here. Infield fly rule in effect, and a catch by Gonzalez. So
was there for 26 and a half years.
Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Don't remind me. And
you did get the gold watch, right?
I didn't get the gold watch, but I did get a little, like a table clock.
Oh, table. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
with my name on it engraved and everything.
Very nice. I thought I remembered that. Yeah. Rafael Smink steps up with 1 out and 1 on here for Kelowna, and the first pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 the count.
But I also got a jacket with my name on it. That and Mike Dempsey. We only have those those 2 jackets.
Right.
You know, the only ones there. And
the 1-0 pitch swung on a hit foul and out of play, and the count even to Smink at 1-1.
I don't even see that ball. It like disappeared.
That could be your aging eyes there, Mr. Johannessen.
It could be. That's true.
Because I'll blame that for myself all the time.
Right. And I still have some T-shirts. I still have some of the
well, they didn't make you cough those up when you headed for greener pastures.
Is that what they are? Greener?
We'll keep it positive here.
Northern pastures.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Anyway, nice to know that you
Yeah.
You ended up someplace.
I did. It was a circuitous path to get to TV, for gosh sakes. I have the perfect face for radio. I don't know why they put me on TV.
Me too, so.
Yeah, but we don't have a camera on us, so nobody can see you.
I was
so
kind of
basically,
wondering.
This is a radio broadcast, Ken.
Yeah, well, then that's good for the viewers then.
2-1 pitch, misses low for ball 3, so Cam Hoyland kind of having a little bit of a struggle after hitting a batter. Got a batter to pop up for 1 out, but now 3-1, and the pitch is strike.
Okay.
Our home plate umpire, Travis Hulsey, with kind of a deliberate call behind home plate.
Yeah.
So speaking of baseball, you being a baseball fan, there's a lot of talk about, of course, the changes in Major League Baseball, and I haven't had a chance to talk to you about that. 3-2 pitch, strike 3
There we go.
gone looking is Smink, and that's the 4th strikeout of the game. So one more, and we get free stuff, swag, as we were talking about earlier.
Good.
Sam Flores will step in now. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit. So they're talking about doing away with home plate umpire and just having a computer call the balls and strikes.
No, thank you. No,
You're
I
a
don't want
traditionalist?
that. I'm a traditionalist in that sense.
For better or worse, no matter how much it's disgusting to watch at sometimes.
Yeah, it is, but I don't want AI to take over.
Yeah,
that
it is taking a lot of our lives over, including radio.
Yes.
0-1 the count here to Sam Flores as he steps back in the left-handed batter's box. Cam Hoyland in the shadows out there.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, nicey. 0-2 the count to Sam. Have you, in all the years you've been a baseball fan, have you ever called a baseball game?
Never have.
Because you're in radio. Well, you're at KPQ forever.
Right, but I didn't do sports.
That's right.
I did just about everything else, but not sports.
0-2 the count here to Flores with 2 outs, 1 aboard. Pitch swung on a chopped foul. It'll stay foul. Yes, it will. As our catcher Luca Boscarino comes out there and
I
grabs
could do
it.
color at a baseball game. I think that would
Well, that's what you're doing right now. You are my analyst, Ken.
But I'm not doing much analyzing. I'm just kind of watching and saying,
Well, that's what it ends up being anyway. Brandon Schmitten, by the way, who's not here tonight, is normally our analyst for the baseball games. He is taking his daughter on a delayed graduation trip a year after the fact to Europe. So they're in Europe right now. So yes,
okay.
That's certainly a well-deserved time off. The 0-2 pitch swung on a hit in the air, and
right
2 for 2 night
right into
for
center
Flores.
field.
Yeah. Took advantage of the AppleSox kind of keeping a runner close to the bag at first, so the second baseman, Gonzalez, had to move over a little bit, and he hit it right back where he was. So 1 aboard, make that 2 aboard now. And I was talking about how we didn't have any wind, and then suddenly here we hear the wind in our microphone.
Here it comes,
And that'll bring up Trey Duffield, a right fielder.
It was a nice evening, all of us, and then all of a sudden it just like. Whoosh.
Well, maybe it's the fact that you and I are full of hot air.
That's very true, too. Very true.
As you can tell, Ken and I have known each other for a long time.
Long time.
Yes, that's right. Duffield is 1 for 1 with a base hit through the gap between third and short in his first plate appearance. If he does that here, it'll be Kelowna's chance to score a run. Pitch on the way, swung on a hit on the ground on a hop to the shortstop. Tough play. He'll flip it to second for that one. You able to stay for a little while?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So fielder's choice put out on Duffield, and that is the final out. So Kelowna leaves a couple aboard. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Sox on top, 6 to nothing.
Yeah.
You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Thanks for joining us here on the NCWLIFE Channel as we bring you AppleSox Baseball live. And Ethan Ratty will continue to toss here for the Falcons as we head to the bottom of the third inning, that is. AppleSox on top 6-0. It'll be Luca Boscarino, Hunter Friedberg, and Elijah Palayo, the 6-7, or make that 7-8-9 hitters for the AppleSox due up in this inning. And we will get you another sponsor read, Ken. You know how important those are.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
gotta pay the bills.
Got to take care of those who take care of us. Sponsors include Apple Valley Honda. Test drive a new Honda today at Apple Valley Honda in East Wenatchee. Committed to preserving the environment not only with fuel-efficient vehicles, but also with other eco-friendly actions and alternatives. That's Apple Valley Honda.
Okay.
Boscarino steps in. He is 0 for 1, and the first pitch he takes. And looked like a strike. But
looked like a strike to me, too.
Umpire says nope.
Okay.
So you're not in favor of electronics helping the umpire. There's also that. They're saying the umpire's going to stay back there, but the electronics is going to help balls and strikes.
Yeah, okay.
You're still...
I could do that.
You could.
As long as there's a human there who can kind of, you know.
2-0 pitch swung on a hit hard, but just barely foul. Oh, my. Took a Paul Thomas bounce and didn't work out for the home team this time. So the count goes to 2-1 on Boscarino.
You know, the thing about Major League Baseball now is that it is so much quicker.
It is.
It is.
Well, I like the fact they have the pitch count because none of this BS with the guy at home at plate, you know, let me adjust 19 gloves and adjust my cup 6 times and all that stuff. Ouch, inside and hit Boscarino. So we have another hit batsman. This could be a record.
This could be, number 4 so far, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Jeez.
So with one aboard, the AppleSox in business again, and Hunter Friedberg will step in, the DH. He flew out to center for the final out back in the first.
Number 3, that is Friedberg, and who actually handed the umpire a baseball.
Oh, well, you know, you got to help out where you can.
Right.
Pitch on the way is inside strike.
For a strike.
0-1 to count. So the Mets mathematically are back in the hunt as far as the wild card, right?
And what was it? It was that McDonald's character, the Grimace.
Grimace, yeah.
Grimace. He threw out the first pitch, and it turned the Mets around.
Fastball misses inside here. The count evens at 1-1.
I've actually been at Shea Stadium and at Citi Field.
When was the last time you were there? To a game. Pitch here.
It's another inside strike.
It was a strike. Boy, I don't know if he called it on the maybe check swing. Tough in West Coast League. Usually you get 2-man mechanics, so it's a lot of that is up to the plate umpire to call whether it's a check swing strike or not. 1-2 the counts, and a toss over to the bag at first, keeping an eye on Boscarino.
I went to Citi Field in 2009 in the first year it was open.
2009. Okay.
And that's the last time I was at a baseball game.
So
over there.
comparing it to Shea, I'm sure there's probably no comparison, right?
You know, Shea had its things. It had its things to like.
That's like saying the Kingdom had its things that.
I actually kind of missed the
Kingdom.
You do? I do. It was, you know, my dad didn't like it. He thought it should have been an anchor in the middle of Puget Sound, but.
Pitch swung on and fouled back. Ken, we got a chance. Ow. That sounded like it hit. No, it hit a planter box over here.
Okay.
Everybody's fine.
So much for the planter box.
2-2 the count remains.
Yeah, I liked the Kingdom because it was ours. You know.
Well, that's true. That's true. You know, as you know.
Was it a great ballpark? No, not really.
2-2 pitch swung on a chop slowly to the shortstop. Tough play. He'll take it to the bag himself for one. The throw to first base is getting away for the first baseman, and he better hustle over there and get it before it goes into the dugout because they are going to say that is a errant throw that's going to put the runner over at second base.
Really?
So the fielder's choice to get Boscarino out. And 6 unassisted on the fielder's choice.
I like
so 1 out.
I like watching him do his scorecard here.
Elijah Palayo steps in, who walked and scored in the second. Been a lot of that tonight for the AppleSox. I got 4 runs in the first inning with just 1 hit. This pitch misses inside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Palayo. So aboard is Friedberg down at second, so that's going to go an error on the shortstop on the throw, I believe. 2 errors now in the game for the Falcons, and this pitch misses low for ball 2. I was talking to Dan Kuntz, who, by the way, is out there in center field running our camera tonight.
Oh,
so
there he
wave
is.
hi at Dan.
Hello,
He's waving back at us. He can hear you. And talking with Dan before the ball game about being in Kelowna. This pitch swung on a hit hard, and on a hop will fall right in front of the left fielder. Thought Walton maybe had a chance to catch that, but maybe he was fooled a little bit. So a one-out base hit for Pelayo will move Friedberg down to third base. Pelayo on at first, back to the top of the order for Roberto Gonzalez. It was about this time of year. Stanley Cup was on.
Yes.
And I was up in Kelowna for a broadcast on KPQ back in the day, and these 2 gentlemen sitting in front of me in the stands, because there was no press box in Kelowna. Elk Stadium, you were out with everybody. And these guys kept looking up and asking me to score in between each inning. But here we'll score a run and down to first and out on the play. But how about Roberto Gonzalez with the sacrifice bunt? Not a squeeze per se.
And that makes it 7-0.
So the AppleSox doing well here.
And Max Hartman, who has been hot for the AppleSox as of late.
RBI 1-3 on the putout to Gonzalez, and Hartman
was responsible for that double in the 7th inning last night.
Yes, and cleared the bases. Bases loaded double. And they gave him a triple on that.
Yeah, it was a triple.
First pitch here misses outside to Hartman. He has speed. I'm telling you, for a big fella, he's 6'3", 196 pounds. He can pick him up and put him down. Let me tell you. 1-0 the count to Hartman. So anyway, these guys are asking me to score between every half inning. And I'm looking down and I'm like, I'm pointing up to the scoreboard out beyond right field. I'm like, it's right there. It's right there. So finally I took my headset off. I said, what are you guys asking me? They said, we want to know the score of the hockey game, Stanley Cup.
Like you were caring, like you're caring about that right now. You know?
Swing and a foul at the plate and off the toe of Hartman, so he's going to shake that one off. The home plate umpire is going to go give him a moment, and boy, does that hurt when you foul a pitch off your big toe. I always compared this to at home. Just go in your bedroom, pick up the corner of your bed as far as you could lift it, and drop the corner of your bed on your toe, and then you'll know kind of what that feels like.
Oh, I think that would hurt even more, quite honestly.
It is not a fun feeling, that's for sure.
No. By the way, speaking of the Stanley Cup, it is being played right now. It is, I don't know what the score is.
See, we weren't going to mention that, Ken, because that might make at least 2 people go, oh, I forgot, and switch away from us.
We'll try and find out the score at some point.
We have true baseball fans.
That's true.
In fact, let me say hello to a true baseball fan and someone who is very media savvy. He was my first boss when I moved to Wenatchee. Brian Stevenson.
Oh my gosh!
Apparently is listening on and watching on the Facebook feed and said to tell us hello. So hello, Brian Stevenson.
Okay.
One of the most fun and entertaining people I've ever worked with. You know, you're fun and entertaining, Ken, but Brian was way more so.
Okay.
Yes, because he had the ability and still has the ability to do so many character voices.
Oh, I wish I had that ability.
He was fantastic and fun to write just stories for and fun to write copy for. And pitch here swung on a fly ball to left field is going to be slicing and back into the glove of the left fielder, Miles Walton. So that'll do it for the AppleSox. But they do get 1 run, and they leave a man aboard. We will head to the 4th inning of play. Wenatchee on top, 7-0. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
What once was old now is new to the NCWLIFE Channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, The Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station.
There's no place like home. Because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories. And we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
7-0 AppleSox on top here in the first game of a 3-game set with the Kelowna Falcons on the NCWLIFE Channel. This is our third of 6 scheduled broadcasts here this summer. Our broadcast, by the way, brought to you tonight by Chelan Douglas Community Action Council AmeriCorps. Build your professional experience and network. Share your skills and passion to improve North Central Washington. Join a team of 30-plus volunteers who get paid to make a difference. Learn more and apply at cdcac.org/AmeriCorps. That's AMERICORPS. Thanks to Chelan Douglas Community Action Council and AmeriCorps for sponsoring our broadcast. As Kade Mitchell steps up to lead off the 4th inning of play. In the first pitch, he fouls back at the count 0-1. Ken Johannessen, a longtime buddy of mine, and we used to work together for a long time. I was at KPQ for 9 years, so you were there the entire time I was there.
Yep.
And we had some great times.
Yes.
Some sad times.
Yes. But
0-1 pitch bounces in for a ball.
Yeah, and I went through a lot of morning guys. And I was even the morning guy a few times.
Yes. I was, let's see, it's teamed up. I went through a lot of partners on the morning show, too. 1-1 the count to Mitchell here, and the pitch on the way is a ball.
I wonder if Steve Hare watches these games.
I hope so. Steve and I were a morning partner for a long. That was the longest tenure I had at KPQ.
The best. That was the best team. You and Steve were the best.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Money's in the mail. Ooh, pitch hits off the glove of Hoyland, goes to the shortstop. He'll throw to first base in time for the out.
Yes.
Palaio basically backing up Hoyland, who was just basically trying to defend himself on the play. 6-3 on the putout. 1 out here in the 4th brings up Brecken Menuet.
Being a pitcher is a job I would not want to have.
Oh, no way. Especially in Major League Baseball. When the pitcher's throwing 102 and the ball's coming back at you at 107.
Yeah. No,
that's been something that's changed, isn't it? I mean, how many guys can throw 100 miles an hour anymore?
Yeah. I mean, what was it back when we were kids? Probably 80, 75, 80, 85.
Yeah, it was a rare occurrence if you got a guy that could throw 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of the Houston Astro who had the stroke while he was pitching.
Oh, yeah.
Who was one of the first that could throw over 100 miles an hour. 1-0 the count to Menuet here.
I remember at the Kingdom, I did a
or 1-1, I should say.
I did one of those pitch throw things.
Oh yeah.
You know.
How fast did you throw it?
I think I got to 40 once. I'm just not
going to sign you up on that.
No.
This pitch swung on and backing up as Palaio. It almost ate him up, but he swallows it up and throws to first in time. How about the couple of plays in a row here?
Yeah.
By Elijah Palaio out there at shortstop. 2 down in the inning, and that brings up first baseman Matthew Pena.
I could probably do well at my remedial baseball, or that's probably the best I could do.
I was trying to think of, so Jeff Adamson was my first partner at KPQ. And then, let's see. I know Dave Bernstein was in there at one point in time.
I was waiting for that name.
And then Ian Dunn.
Ian Dunn.
I also had, oh boy.
Did you
forgetting
have,
her name?
Chris Rader.
Yes, Chris Rader for a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Steve Hare.
Steve.
And I think Steve was the last one I had because I had the infamous goodbye. 0-1 the count to Pena there. And the count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And who took over for you after the infamous goodbye?
That was Ken Johannessen, the guy to my right now.
I still have the tape. I still have the tape of that.
The 1-1 pitch swung on and hit on the ground. How about Palaio making all 3 outs here? Yes, he does.
Wow.
That was an impressive defensive inning for Mr. Palaio. And he is, not on deck. I thought, how perfect would that be if he was going to be up first here in the bottom of the 4th? We're through 3.5 in Wenatchee, visiting with Ken Johannessen, my old friend here on the broadcast. It's AppleSox 7, Kelowna nothing. We'll be back after this.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We're not affiliated with any of the network channels. We're a locally owned, locally managed television station who prides itself on being a reflection and a spotlight on the communities we call home here in North Central Washington. We need to thank our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your Town Auto Group. Thanks for watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
AmeriCorps allows me to make a huge impact on my community and kickstart my career.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to use my skills for the greater good.
Serving in AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to help in my community. Take a few minutes to see how you can help your community.
AmeriCorps does vital work in our region. You can make a difference. Join today and make the impact.
Welcome back once again here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. To the bottom of the fourth we go. Wenatchee with Aiden Doherty, James Castagnola, and Kade Benevidez. Boy, that's a mouthful to start it off here in the fourth. AppleSox games here on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by
Club Crow Bar and Grill, home of the blues, brews, and barbecue. Poker every Monday and Wednesday nights. Check out their website, clubcrowcashmere.com, for upcoming events.
You sound like you've done that before, Ken.
Wow. That's not bad.
Well, we used to have to do the weather read, right?
And the billboard. We call them billboards.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Yeah, I actually loved doing the billboards.
Ken Johannessen, former host of the 2 o'clock show on the KPQ back in the day.
And
you had some very famous people on that show.
Yes,
back
I did.
then.
Yeah, I did. So if you go to my website, MrK60.com,
shameless plug. Okay.
Shameless plug.
Okay. That's fine.
I have a page on the 2
I
o'clock
can't
show.
pay you for being here today, so there you go.
That's the best. It's the best I can do. You know.
You had. I'm trying to think.
Carol Channing.
Carol Channing. Yes.
I've had
Lamb Chop, right?
Sherry Lewis. No,
I thought you had Sherry Lewis on there.
No, didn't have Sherry Lewis.
Okay.
I had Mimi Kennedy, who was on Dharma and Greg.
Right.
I've had Senator Edward Brooke. And let's see, a couple others that are Stephen Cannell, the guy who was behind the A-Team, and those guys.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Ken would feature authors. This pitch swung on the first pitch of the inning, driven to center field by Aiden Doherty. So a leadoff base hit, his first hit of the night for Wenatchee. So Wenatchee, every single inning this night, have had the leadoff man aboard, and that kind of bodes well if you're trying to win a game.
Exactly.
One aboard brings up James Castagnola, who was walked and hit by a pitch. There's been a lot of those here tonight.
Yeah, we had a night Saturday night where nobody got on base virtually. It was like
that was a rough night.
Oh gosh.
With Quincy Vassar on the mound that night, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I saw an interview with Joel Norman and Quincy before the game yesterday, and he says, "How do you get rid of that one?" He says, "Took a cold shower, and that was it. Wash it away."
Best thing you do is just try to forget about it and move forward.
Well, you have to.
Exactly.
This pitch swung on a miss, 0-2 the count to Castagnola.
Yeah.
And that's and especially you make an error defensively. I mean, you have a ball come to you, should have been an out, and you booted it.
And
boy, you have to forget that right away, because you let that carry with you, and then suddenly the ball's coming right back at you. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, swung on, cued off the end of the bat, foul, and I'll skip down towards the bullpen area of
it's
right
kind of
field.
like when you make a mistake, in anything, and you feel lousy about it, and you're the worst one who feels lousy about it. Somebody
exactly.
can, but you got to brush it off.
That's right.
Move forward.
And that's the best coaches are the ones that can come to you and say, "Don't worry about it. It's done. It's over." And that's the best bosses too that can tell you, "Hey, I know you screwed up, and I know you will do better next time."
We hope.
We hope. We hope for those kinds of bosses.
Yes.
1-2 to count to Castagnola. One aboard for the AppleSox. Nobody out in a 7-0 ball game.
We've had both kinds of bosses.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Pitch here, misses outside. Snap throw down to first base, not in time.
Not in time. So
2-2 the count to Castagnola.
This is a very comfortable evening tonight.
I am telling you, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Just perfect temperature, little hint of a breeze.
Yep.
Not too bad. 2-2 count to Castagnola, and the pitch on the way. Swung on and chopped foul again. What a battle here between Castagnola and Ratty.
How many pitches is that now? Is that?
I don't have the pitch count in front of me. I could bring it up here. Last time I was trying to do live with a game here, it didn't work so well.
Oh.
So let's see if I can have a little better success. Maybe Ken Johannessen luck will kick in here.
Luck?
You think?
Sure, let's say that.
Okay. There is a new pitcher, by the way, on the mound for Kelowna.
And another pitch goes foul.
And I got busy chatting with my friend here, Ken Johannessen. Gavin Jones is taking over on the mound.
And he walks back to the rubber. And he touches his cap. And now he's just kind of getting set up. And the 2-2 pitch.
Bounces in, and catcher comes up with it. Throw it out to second base, meanwhile, is not in time. And off on the pitch was Aiden Doherty, so that's a stolen base. Count runs full to Castagnola. Catcher, I think Stevens thought he had strike 3 there. So he didn't know if that was going to be, well, it's not going to be a dead ball unless it was a foul ball.
Right.
So 3-2 count to Castagnola, still in there and alive here for the AppleSox. And a pitch. Swung on and cued foul. Looks like we're having some problems with the scoreboard. No, it's okay. It's still 3-2. Okay. I thought out there on the score it was a little wonky, but no, we're good. Okay, so game live. Let's see if it's working tonight.
Okay.
Oh, looks like it is. How about that?
I have not been on game live.
So Jones with 9 pitches so far, according to game live. Now, that's going to be a few seconds behind on the delay here. 3-2 count to Castagnola again. And the pitch. Strike 3 called. He thought maybe that went inside a little bit, but no. Not many strikeouts for the AppleSox here tonight. In fact, I think that's our first strikeout of the ball game.
You're right.
So 1 out here in the 4th with a runner down at second base, and that'll bring up first baseman Kade Benevidez.
I have not been on game live. That's actually a pretty cool thing there.
Yeah, so if you go to the West Coast League's stats outfit, which is baseball.pointstreak.com. Just look up the West Coast League, and they have the scores live of games. And so you can see what's happening with the game with a runner on. You can see the little stats for each of the person that comes up to the plate. Benevidez, in fact, I'll tell you right now, according to this, has a 0 batting average, according to the game stats live.
That is now ball 2. First ball was inside, and it looks like the second ball was inside as well.
Now, I know that Kade Benevidez is not batting 0. He's batting .292 on the season, so not necessarily the most accurate, but it is something. Pitch here is inside for a ball.
Inside again.
3-0 the count to Kade, who is 0 for 1, well, a sacrifice fly with an RBI. He does have a couple of RBIs. He was hit by pitch with the bases loaded back in the first. So Wenatchee scored 4 runs in the first. Got 2 more in the second, a run in the third. Now with a runner in scoring position here in the 4th, this pitch taken for a strike. He was taken all the way on that one.
I wish I knew how to keep score of a baseball game. I've never
Ken
done
Johannessen,
that.
you have never kept score?
Nope.
Well, we got to fix that. This is my score sheet, and you know what this looks like because I gave you a whole bunch of seasons of AppleSox baseball. Swing and a miss here. So gone with the strikeout is Benevidez, or did he foul it off? He did. Okay, he's still alive. All right. So not quite a punch out yet.
3-2 the count.
Yep.
With 1 out and a man on second.
Benevidez back in and ready to pitch on the way to the plate. Swung on a miss. Well, see, I was ahead of it, but
you
got it right with the strikeout.
There you go.
So yeah, this is you've seen an actual scorebook, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you've been to a lot of Mariner games. You've been to a lot of baseball games in person.
And
if
I
you
always
so choose, you get the scorecard.
I always buy the program that has the scorecard in the middle, and I've never filled it out.
Wow.
So, yeah.
How about that? 2 down here in the 4th, and this is an astonishing revelation here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel. This pitch high and outside for a ball. 1-0 the count.
And everybody's going, "You're kidding? Really? Oh my gosh! You never kept score? No, never."
Well,
did.
and anybody who knows you and knows you as such a big baseball fan would be probably shocked about that.
My best friend, who introduced me to baseball, swing and a miss. He could keep score. Well, he was more of a baseball fan than I was. He played baseball. He played Little League. But
My grandmother, Sylvia Granstrom, kept a score sheet of every Mariner game that she listened to religiously.
Really?
For her entire life. She would bake Dave Niehaus a box of cookies and send it to him during spring training every year because he was a member of the family. And you know how that works in radio, is you become a member of the family. 1-2 the count to Antonio Gianni here. With 2 down and 1 aboard, and the runner from second goes, pitch high and inside, and no throw down to second, so a stolen base here for Doherty.
Down to third. Yeah. And I know as like a listener once gave me a big bottle of whiskey.
Really?
Really. I still have it. I've never opened it. I've been waiting for a reunion of ours, you know.
Do you remember who gave it to you?
I don't.
Pitch here swung on a miss, and that'll be it for the AppleSox. As it turns out, Gavin Jones strikes out the side, so Wenatchee leaves a man stranded in scoring position. We'll head to the 5th inning of play, visiting with Ken Johannessen here on the broadcast. AppleSox up 7-0. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
It's amazing.
I just missed like, nope, I got him. There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful coconut. There we go.
Watch for new episodes of The Northwest Outdoorsman on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station.
Lifeline Ambulance has partnered with Wenatchee Valley Tech to provide EMT certification training within the high school. This opens up career opportunities in EMS, fire, and other medical fields, and gives these students a leg up when entering the workforce.
Students at Wenatchee Valley Tech, through our partnership with Lifeline Ambulance, can now earn their National Registry EMT certification.
New pitcher takes over for the AppleSox, 6'5", 210-pound sophomore at Spokane Falls Community College. Had him a lot. He's a Brewster boy. Carson Bozel taking over on the mound for the AppleSox with a 1.74 earned run average, making his 7th appearance of the summer. He's pitched 10 1/3, and 1.74. He's done really well for the AppleSox in relief, and that's what they hope he'll do right now, is to just hold it where it is and keep the AppleSox on top here as we head to the 5th inning of play. And night is closed, and close the book on Cam Hoyland. He goes 4 innings tonight and gives up just the 3 hits, no runs. He had 4 strikeouts, so we're still 1 away from getting free stuff here at the ballpark. And just 1 walk and 1 hit batsman on the night. So a good night for Cam Hoyland for the Wenatchee AppleSox. Visiting with Ken Johannessen here on the broadcast. He and I did radio together forever back in the day at KPQ. And good to have you back. Where can we hear you these days, Ken? I heard you on the Sunny FM last Saturday with our friend Dave Harold.
Dave Harold, yes. That's pretty much where you can hear me occasionally.
Okay.
So,
all right.
And I'm working on putting together a podcast on, but
I thought you had a podcast.
I have a podcast. I just haven't done, I've been busy with other things.
Life goes on, life happens while you're making other plans, right?
So, exactly. So, but there'll be more podcasts. So,
okay, all right. Look for that in your website again.
Yeah, MrK60.com, and you got to spell it out, MISTERK.
Okay, MrK60.com. Yes. All right. Pitch here is a fastball a little high for ball 1 on the first pitch in relief here for Carson Bozel.
He's got to have a strike zone of a postage stamp.
Referring to our home plate umpire. Yeah. And this pitch is a strike, and the count even to Walton at 1 ball, 1 strike. Maybe he felt bad, Ken. Maybe he heard you. So, I'll give him a little wider strike zone on this one. Travis Hulsey behind home plate. Zach Burr is our base umpire tonight. 2-man crew for this 3-game series. Pitch here misses high.
That's high.
For ball 2.
Postage stamp strike zone. That's a Dave Niehaus thing. I heard that once on one game, and it stuck with me.
Oh, man. And for those Mariner fans that are fairly new, this pitch swung on a grounded to the shortstop. And Elijah Palaio's been a busy guy tonight as he made all the defensive putouts in the 4th and starts it off here. Same thing in the 5th. 1 out. And that brings up Drew Stevens For those who are recent Mariner fans, and you missed the voice of Dave Niehaus, and you missed the honesty of Dave Niehaus back in the day when the whole Mariner thing first began.
And was not pretty at times.
And Dave had this, you were talking about whiskey earlier. Dave had a penchant to have a couple of, if things weren't going well,
you would
have a drink.
Yeah.
And then you could tell in his voice because it would get kind of gravelly, more so than normal.
Yeah.
And he would extol the unpleasantries upon things that were not going the Mariners' way. Shall I say it that way?
He was definitely honest. Yes.
The 0-1 pitch is
outside.
A little outside for a ball. 1-1 the count to Drew Stevens, who was hit by a pitch back in the third.
Yes.
The only inning, by the way, that Kelowna had the leadoff man aboard. This is a fly ball to center field. Easy play for Max Hartman out there. So 2 down and back to the top of the order for Christian Salazar.
Ball pretty much came to Max.
In fact, the 3 hits in the ball game, 2 of which have been by Sam Flores tonight for Kelowna. So good night for the pitching staff of the AppleSox as Christian Salazar will step up. And the first pitch to him is right down the middle for a strike. Looked like an off-speed pitch. 0-1 to count to Christian.
Where did that bird go?
Pitch here is a strike on the outside corner.
There's a bird that is loving to fly around here, but I don't see him currently.
I had somebody mention that one time about an AppleSox broadcast back in the day when they were first getting started. The 0-2 pitch swung on a ground to the shortstop. Elijah Pelayo will scoop it up and throw, and it's in time. And I'll tell you more about that little story of back in the day coming up as we're having a lot of back in the day conversation with Ken Johannessen tonight. And the AppleSox lead it as we're through 4.5, 7-0 the score. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Check out ClubProCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Harvest Valley Pest Control. Living healthy, local, and pest-free. You can rest assured Harvest Valley Pest Control uses kid and pet-safe material around your home or office. You can get Harvest Valley Pest Control to come out and do a little estimate for you, free of charge. 509-423-2207 is the number to call. 509-423-2207. Ken Johannessen joining us here on the broadcast. So back in the day when I was doing an AppleSox game, had somebody come up and say, you know, I was listening to you do an AppleSox game. How in the world can you keep track of what's going on with a baseball game and describe the fact that there's this little tiny bird that lit and landed on top of the net cord behind home plate and still keep the game in focus? I'm like, well, that's why I love baseball, because you get a chance to tell a story.
Exactly. That's the nice part about it.
Boscarino will dribble this one,
ball.
and they're going to say it's a fair ball. Evidently, it bounced in front of home plate on the first hop.
Yes, it
and
did.
so 3 unassisted on the putouts on Boscarino. Well, sorry to interrupt your evening of watching the game here tonight. I know
that's fine.
You just came to relax and take in a night of baseball.
But I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. Yeah, you had this little thing go on here. So
yeah.
Hunter Friedberg will step up. He is looking for his first base hit tonight. Into a fielder's choice in his last at bat and flew out to center in the first. He'll take the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count.
Doing baseball is so much different from doing hockey, like Joel Norman does when he's not doing baseball.
Yes.
And you have no time to talk. You have no time for stories.
And then keep track of running or flying line changes and stuff like that. aspire to be that good, but I know I'll never be that good. And the guys that can do it well are really, really good.
Really, yes, indeed. And
One-on-one the count to Friedberg here.
I could never keep the rules straight on sports, so I would be a lousy announcer. So,
well, the key there, Ken, is Friedberg takes or actually kind of tried to check his swing, didn't do so, so a ball and 2 strikes here, is to know what the officials, the umpire, the referees, what they're telling you by their hand signals. That is the most important thing. You don't need to really know, but if you know what they're trying to tell you, then that is the key. This pitch swung on, popped up, foul territory on the third base side. Easy play for Sam Flores over there. So a pop foul to the third baseman. 2 outs for the AppleSox. Brings up shortstop Elijah Palayo.
You just gave away some of your secrets of announcing.
Well, I mean, hey, I encourage anybody, to get involved. I've been fortunate enough to be in this career for 34 years now. And, and to be able to have a career in anything and something you're passionate about, something that you love. A swing and a miss here by Palayo in the count 0-1. You're very fortunate. There are so many people that just have jobs.
Yeah.
It's a paycheck, and I can't wait to get to the weekend. I can't wait to get to my next vacation. And I've been lucky enough to be able to be in this career for 34 years now.
Hey, you and me both, Even, it's been 43 years since I did my first stint at a college radio station.
Wow.
3 a.m. to 6 a.m. playing jazz at Bellevue, at KBCS in Bellevue.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
Do you have tapes from that? This pitch swung on a foul away.
I have an air check tape.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who was I? I was talking to somebody last week, and they said, "Well, you have a very distinctive voice, and everybody recognizes you and stuff." And I said, "Well, first of all, I don't know if that's true necessarily."
Yeah, it's not.
And well, did you always sound that way? No. In fact, I have the tape of my first air check that they hired me on, and I have no idea why they got me in this business. Ken Johannessen, it has been a pleasure sharing time with you, my friend.
Yes, indeed.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Kenny J, again, MrK60.com. Spell out Mr.
Spell out Mr. MrK60.com.
And you can find him on Facebook, too. Just do a search. But make sure you get a bunch of extra S's in there.
That's right? Indeed.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a break, come back. 7-0, AppleSox on top. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hey, man. How's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen is a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Smink, Sam Flores, and Trey Duffield due up to face Carson Bozel here at the 6th frame at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Thanks again to Ken Johannessen for stopping by and joining us here on the broadcast. Love Ken. He definitely is my hero for many, many reasons. We've got 3 hits per side and 7 runs for the AppleSox in this one, taking advantage of some early walks and some early hit batsmen and things like that, and have posted that 7-0 lead as we started off with a ball to Smink. He's 0 for 2 in the game. He'll take the next pitch for a strike. The count even at 1 ball and 1 strike to the junior out of Panola, JC. 1-1 pitch, misses high and away for a ball. 2-1 the count. Well, we have a final in NHL tonight. Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Florida Panthers won the first 3 games. Edmonton came back, won the next 3 games to force a Game 7. And tonight, it is Florida hoisting the Stanley Cup for the first time in franchise history as they win it 2-1 tonight. Well, a walk given up to Schmink will start it off here for Kelowna, and they're part of the 6th. So congratulations to the Florida Panthers. Meanwhile, it is College World Series in the books. And what a game as Tennessee wins. This pitch swung on a grounded to second for 1 out, and the relay to first. In time, double play. Nice job to start it by Gonzalez. He'll flip it to Pelayo. Pelayo back to Benevidez at first. And a beautiful double play there for 6-3. And 2 outs in the inning brings up Trey Duffield. Tennessee bounces back from a Game 1 loss to win 2 straight to become the first #1 national seed to win the NCAA tournament since Miami did it back in '99. 6-5 the final. They beat Texas A&M in Game 3 tonight in the College World Series. So we waited till it was in the books before we told you. So there you go. Trey Duffield takes first pitch ball and second pitch ball. Duffield base hit in the first and hit into a fielder's choice to the shortstop in the third. Pitch on the way. Swung on and hit in the air, but second baseman going out. And a beautiful play, diving over. Gonzalez makes the catch. Or does he? Or does he? Did the ball come out? I guess the ball came out. Oh, fell out of his glove as he hit the ground. Too bad. So that'll be a base hit. I can't give him an error on that. That was just a spectacular attempt by Roberto Gonzalez out there in shallow right center as the ball just came out of the webbing of his glove. So Duffield aboard with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Kade Mitchell. Mitchell's 0 for the night. First pitch is a strike called. 0-1 the count to Mitchell. Grounded to first in the first and grounded to short in the fourth. 1 on, 2 outs. And the pitch by Bozel is a little outside for a ball. 1-1 the count to Mitchell. Bozel from a very talented athletic family up in the Brewster area. His pitch swung on a miss, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And boy, he has been nails for the AppleSox here this summer. Just a 1.74 earned run average for Wenatchee. The 1-2 pitch from Carson. Swing and a miss, and there's your 5th strikeout of the night, so that's free stuff for everybody here at the ballpark. And that'll do it for Kelowna in their part of the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Wenatchee on top 7-0. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, or go to our website at ncwlife.com, or you can visit us on Facebook. North Central Washington, the NCWLIFE Channel has you covered.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Top of the order due up for the AppleSox here in their part of the 6th as they have a 7-0 lead. Roberto Gonzalez, Max Hartman, and Aiden Doherty due up for Wenatchee. Our broadcast here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel brought to you in part by Together for Youth, encouraging you to dispose of unused and expired prescriptions to protect youth and the environment. Find a kiosk near you by visiting medproject.org. Also by Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Caught in a conflict? Family? Housing? Business? Call Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center at 509-888-0957 for help. So Roberto Gonzalez has been busy tonight in the field and at the plate. He scored twice, has a sacrifice bunt for an RBI. Still looking for his first safe base hit of the night as he'll step in the left-handed batter's box to lead us off here in the 6th to face Gavin Jones, working in his second inning of relief here for Kelowna. Ben Schrader is the guy on the hook for this one so far. Pitch here misses high and inside for a ball. 1-0 the counts. Max Hartman, Aiden Doherty also due up for Wenatchee, and they're part of the 6th inning. First of 3 games here between these two teams at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium this week, so come on out to the ballpark. Pitch here swung on a miss, and the count even to Gonzalez at 1-1. 6:35 game tomorrow night and 6:35 on Wednesday. Great to bring the family out to the ballpark and have just some fun, relax, take in the lovely weather we have in the forecast. The 1-1 pitch on the way by Jones is high and inside for a ball. 2-1 the count. Again, Wenatchee with 4 runs in the first on just 1 hit, 2 runs in the second, a run in the third, and that's where we are, 7-0. Nothing but zeros up on the board for Kelowna offensively. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and hit, and it's a fair ball. Skipped off the chalk behind the base at third, rounding first and heading for second, and a double to lead off the inning for Roberto Gonzalez. Welcome to Wenatchee, young man. Miles Walton had to chase after that one for what seemed like forever for him. Finally caught up to it, and Gonzalez was beating feet around first by the time he got to it, so the throw into second base not nearly in time. So the AppleSox in business here in the 6th with nobody out. Brings up center fielder Max Hartman. Hartman walked, got aboard on an error, and flew out to left in his last at-bat. First pitch to him here is a bunt drag up the first baseline. And that's going to be in no man's land, and an infield single on a drag bunt for Hartman. How about that? Beautiful. And, you know, sometimes that could be Mitch Darlington making the call in the third base coach's box, or that could be up to the hitter. And Max Hartman in the left-handed batter's box, and he is fast and just taking advantage of the speed there. So runners on the corners for Wenatchee brings up Aiden Doherty. Aiden's 1 for 3 tonight, and the first pitch to him is outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. There is a left-hander warming up down to the bullpen for Kelowna. Looks like there might be a right-hander as well. 1-0 the count to Doherty. Runners on the corners. And the pitch by Jones. Inside fastball, missing for ball 2. Aiden lined out to center in the first, had a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the second, and a base hit in his last at-bat in the fourth. Ended up with a stolen base as well. 2-0 the count to him. Fly ball to the outfield, scores another run. Pitch on the way. Low for ball 3. A lot of fans in the AppleSox dugout cheering on the right fielder out of Yukon. Adjusts his batting gloves, and now we'll step back in the right-handed batter's box, see if they give him the green light. He's one of the best hitters. Batting .309 coming in. The pitch. Strike call on the inside corner. Doherty thought it was ball 4. He started to toss the bat aside, but then decided, oh, okay, it's a strike. All right, I'll come back and do this again. 3-1 count to Doherty. Gonzalez at third. Hartman at first. A lot of speed on the base paths. Pitch on the way. Swung on and hits on the ground to the shortstop. He'll flip it to second for 1. The relay to first is in time, but a run will score on the double play. Gonzalez comes home to score. It makes it an 8-0 ball game. Wenatchee. 6-4-3 on the double play. 2 outs in the inning. Brings up James Castagnola. James 0 for 1 tonight. Walked and scored in the first. Hit by a pitch in the second. And struck out looking in the fourth. Seeing Gavin Jones for the first time. And the pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count to Castagnola. Sophomore out of UC Irvine joining the team right now, right here. First chance to get in an AppleSox uniform this summer. Pitch on the way. Swung on a missed. Took something off of that one, did Gavin Jones. The count quickly 0-2 on Castagnola. 1 run in for the AppleSox here in the inning. Couple of hits. Double and a single. And the 0-2. on the way from Jones. Swung on a grounded to the right side. Second baseman ranging over. Can't get the glove down far enough, and it squeaks under it into right field for a base hit. So the first base hit for Castagnola is one that just got under the reach of the second baseman there for Kelowna. So that is a base hit. Runner aboard with 2 down brings up Kade Benevidez. Kade was hit by a pitch, had a sacrifice fly for an RBI, and struck out in his last plate appearance. Pitch here gets away from the catcher, and down to second base goes the base runner. That looked like it was in his glove, but somehow got away from him, so that'll be a pass ball. It'll move the runner down to second base. And 0-1 the count. Yeah, it's a strike. Just mishandled it, apparently. The 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike at the count 0-2. Gavin Jones looking in for the sign from Stevens. Has it, and the left-handers checking the runner at second. Pitch on the way to the plate is swung on a miss, and that'll do it for the AppleSox here in the 6th inning. They do get a run on a couple of hits. They leave a man. We will see you in the 7th. Top up. Sox on top, 8-0. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Carson Bosel continues on the mound for the Wenatchee AppleSox in this time of night here in north central Washington, where the lights really aren't helping and the sun dipped behind a cloud, so it's kind of that tough time to see. And maybe the AppleSox pitcher can take advantage of that. Brecken Menuet, that is, Matthew Pena, and Miles Walton all due up here in the 7th inning. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Kelowna. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center, a regional hub for career and technical education programs that equip high school age students with personal, workplace, and technical skills. Give them a call today at 509-662-8827. That's 509-662-8827. Luca Boscarino looked like maybe he took a warm-up pitch a little wrong, and so the umpire giving him a little chance to kind of collect himself. So Menuet steps up, and the first pitch on the way by Bosel. Swung on and chopped to the third baseman on a hop. Castagano gets it, and Castagnola, that is, makes the throw over to first base in time. One out here in the 7th. Good night for the defense for the AppleSox on the infield, and with one out, that brings up Matthew Pena. He is 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout to the ground out. Again, the first of 3 games between these two teams here this week at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. This is all part of the Sandy Cooprider Complex. Pitch on the way is an off-speed pitch, and boy, did that fool Pena, and he'll take it for a strike right across the waistline. 0-1 the count to Matthew Pena. Pitch here is a little outside. Pena kind of taking a sneak peek out there and maybe thought the home plate umpire Travis Hulsey was going to call that a strike. 1-1 pitch. This one's across for a strike, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Bosel does not waste any time at all out there on the mound. He just grabs it, gets a sign, and brings it. Pitch on the way. Swung on a miss. Another strikeout for Bosel. That is his second in relief now for Wenatchee. 2 outs in the 7th, and that brings up Miles Walton. Bozell came into the game tonight with 10 walks, 8 strikeouts. He certainly has helped his cause on the strikeout to walk ratio here tonight. As Walton steps in, the pitch on the way to him, swung on and hit seeing eye single through the right side. Will go between first and second into right field. So he's behind on the swing, but worked out for him as it went between Gonzalez and Benevidez over there on the right side of the defense. So 2-out base hit for Walton brings up the number 9 hitter, catcher Drew Stevens. Again, a big thanks to Ken Johannessen for joining us on the broadcast here tonight on the NCWLIFE Channel. Good to see our old buddy Ken. 1 on with 2 outs for Kelowna, trailing at 8-0 here in the top of the 7th. And Stevens steps in. Pitch on the way to him by Bozell is a strike on the outside corner. Good fastball. 0-1 the count to Stevens. Next broadcast of AppleSox baseball will be on Tuesday, July 9th, a couple of weeks away. Edmonton will be in town. Pitch on the way here, swung on a foul back, and the count quickly 0-2 on Stevens. Edmonton right now tied with Wenatchee for first place in the North Division in the first half. So that could be an interesting start to the series on Tuesday, July 9th. Be sure and join me and Brandon Schmitten for the call here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Runner from first kind of broke a little bit. This pitch swung on and fisted in the air, and a diving play and a catch made out there. No, he didn't quite come up with it. Boy, that's a couple of close ones by Roberto Gonzalez, ranging to his right. Flagged the glove up and just couldn't quite come up with it, so it dives in for a little weak base hit to center field. Walton down to second on the play. Stevens at first. And back to the top of the order for Kelowna with Christian Salazar stepping in. Salazar came into the game batting .385 on the season. 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch by Bozell. Swing and a miss on a curveball. 0-1 to count to Salazar. Been a busy guy out in center field tonight for the Falcons defensively. Or as if you go north of the border and go to Kelowna, pitch on the way, he is missing outside for a ball. 1-1 to count. They pronounce it for the most part Falcons, not Falcons. So it's the Kelowna Falcons. Pitch here misses, bouncing in for a ball. 2-1 to count to Salazar. Yeah, it was also in Kelowna. Besides having a couple of guys ask me what the score of the game was, and finally figuring out that they're asking the score of the NHL Stanley Cup game that was going on. Also had the owner of the Falcons, or Falcons as he called it, send me 2 beers during the broadcast, which I couldn't drink. They had to sit there because FCC rules back in America doesn't allow that. Swing and a miss here, and both runners go. High throw down to second, and in sliding safely was Stevens. So a double steal pulled off. Kelowna trying to make something happen. Now the count runs full to Salazar. Good break by both runners as Walton goes to third. Stevens down at second with 2 outs here in the 7th, and a 3-2 count to Christian Salazar. And the delivery swung on and grounded through the left side for a base hit. That's going to score 1 for sure. They're going to hold the second runner at third base. Throw in is cut off by Bozell, so Kelowna on the board. Base hit and an RBI by Salazar. A guy like that hard to keep him off the schneid for the game. Down to third base goes Stevens. That base hit to left by Salazar keeps the inning alive as Rafael Schmink will step in. And the first pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Schmink looking for his first hit. He popped out to second in the first, struck out looking in the third, and walked in the 6th. Next pitch misses for a ball. 1-1 to count. Bozell Again, quick worker out there on the mound. Looks over the shoulder at the runner at first. Pitch on the way is a strike on the outside corner. 1-2 the Smink. Back in the left-handed batter's box. Waves that black stained bat around. And Bozel with the 1-2 delivery. Is a check swing. Did he go? That's the question. No, the home plate umpire says did not. They didn't even appeal out to the base umpire. So the count runs to 2-2 to Rafael Smink. Bozel pitches. Pitch swung on a chop to the right side. In on it is Gonzalez. The throw to first in time for the out, and that'll do it here for Kelowna. They do get a run on 3 base hits. They leave a man. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th after the 7th inning stretch with Wenatchee leading at 8-1. You're watching AppleSox baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Punch their ticket to the playoffs no matter what happens.
Wenatchee AppleSox baseball is back on the NCWLIFE Channel. Tune in Tuesday, July 9th when the AppleSox face the Edmonton Riverhawks. Coverage is brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, and our Gold supporter, the Town Auto Group. AppleSox baseball also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Club Crow Bar and Grill, the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and AmeriCorps, your television home for AppleSox baseball, the NCWLIFE Channel.
And Carson with his first home run. Well, the kids did a great job on singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game here at the ballpark tonight as we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Kelowna Falcons. We'll have to refer to a very, very spotty lineup card to see if I can find out who this is. He's wearing number 33, that's for sure. And he is Nochi. I don't know if I even have him on my roster. Let's see here. They say it's Luca Nochi. Now they've got Doug Nochi and John Nochi. They're coaches. Doug is the head coach. John is the assistant. So I got to think Luca got to be the son of one of the coaches. That makes sense, right? So Luca will take over here for Kelowna. Due up for the AppleSox in their part of the 7th, Antonio Gianni, Luca Bascarino, and Hunter Friedberg. 4th pitcher of the night here for the Falcons. And the man who started the game is still on the hook for it. He went 1+ innings. He only gave up the 1 hit, but he also walked several batters, hit several batters. So it was not a good night here for Ben Schrader. He ends up giving up 5 runs, and I think 4 of the 5 were earned. They did have an error in that 2nd inning. So here we go into the bottom of the 7th. First pitch swung on and grounded to the shortstop, and flagging it down and making the throw across is Manuette in time. 6-3 on the putouts on Gianni, and with 1 out, that brings up catcher Luca Bascarino. Bascarino is 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to short for an RBI in the 1st, hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and hit back to first base in the 5th. First pitch to him here, swung on and cued off the end of the bat foul. 0-1 the count. Following the game broadcast on July 9th, we'll be back at the ballpark on Friday, July 19th, 10 days later, for Yakima Valley to be in town. Our final broadcast of the summer scheduled is Friday, August 2nd, with Nanaimo in town. Be sure and follow the AppleSox here, home and away on the NCWLIFE Channel. Joel Norman gives us the recaps every night on video and does a great job of keeping us in the loop about what's going on with the Wenatchee AppleSox. He's also the radio broadcast voice on Sunny FM, so you can follow along. The pitch here bounces in for a ball. 1-2 the count to Bascarino. Joel does a great job of getting you the background information on these players that come and strap on an AppleSox uniform for the summer. Summer collegiate baseball, a lot of these guys Division I, a lot of them Division II or III. The JC players out here, community college players out here. It's an interesting mix in West Coast League baseball. 2-2 count as the next pitch misses outside to Boscarino. 1 out for the AppleSox here in the bottom of the 7th. Enjoying an 8-1 margin at this point. Little breeze has come up here, blowing out to right field. 2-2 pitch swung on and hit foul. Look out. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Appreciate our crew being part of the broadcast here tonight. Back in the studio, Malcolm Whitehall here on site, Tucker Wagner. Our cameras tonight being run by Dan Kuntz, Tim Bernowski, and Scott Patterson. That's our crew here on the NCWLIFE Channel. Next pitch misses away for ball 3. 3-2 count. Kind of a slower time for us in the sports world on NCWLIFE. Coming up in the fall, we'll be back with high school football, girls soccer. Pitch here misses, or no, it's swung on and hit in the air to left center. Easy play for Salazar. So 2 outs here for the AppleSox in the 7th. That brings up Hunter Friedberg. Friedberg is 0 for 3 tonight. Flew out to center, hit into a fielder's choice to the shortstop, and popped in foul territory the third baseman the last time up. So Hunter looking to improve on his night here offensively. And the pitch to him. He is across for a strike. 0-1 to count. Off speed there from Nochi. Luka Nochi, 4th pitcher of the night for the Kelowna Falcons. Again, Bren Schrader on the hook for this one if the AppleSox hold on to win it. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back. The count quickly 0-2 on Friedberg. Elijah Palaio waiting on deck for Wenatchee will come and help be ball boy here and collect the ball behind home plate. 0-2 the count on the AppleSox designated hitter here tonight. And Nochi with the pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air, and that will drop in for a base hit. Little reach by Friedberg, and he'll get his first hit of the night. Loop it into left field. So with 2 outs, 1 aboard for the AppleSox as Elijah Palaio will step in. Elijah 1 for 2 tonight. He walked and scored in the 2nd. Had a base hit to left in the 3rd and struck out swinging in the 5th. Noche with the pitch to Palaio. Low for a ball. So the AppleSox in front here. The Mariners fell to Tampa Bay today 4-3, gave up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ouch, that hurts. Mariners also struggling offensively. Pitch on the way is in the dirt outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Seattle with just 3 hits in the game today. J.P. Crawford, Cal Raleigh, and Mitch Garver with the hits. And Raleigh and Garver were both home runs. I guess if you hit them over the fence, it doesn't take a lot to get an early lead, but Mariners couldn't hold on to it tonight. Bullpen gave it up. As it was, I think, Voth that gave up a 2 spot. Yes, Voth took the loss. Munoz, blown save. Pitch here misses outside for a ball, and so a 4-pitch walk to Palaio. They're trying to start the wave here at the ballpark. And why not? It's a beautiful night here in the Wenatchee Valley. Back to the top of the order for Wenatchee for Roberto Gonzalez. Roberto with a double. He has scored 3 times tonight. So making his AppleSox debut over the weekend extended now. And how about this? So a ground ball bounced right up to the second baseman. Not an easy play for Smink, but he'll take it to the bag himself for the outs, and that'll do it for Wenatchee. They get a couple aboard. They leave 2. We'll head to the 8th inning of play. Wenatchee on top, 8-1. You're watching West Coast League Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We'll do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Sam Flores, Trey Duffield, and Caden Mitchell due up here for the Falcons, and they're part of the 8th, the 34 and 5 hitters in their lineup. As Carson Bozel continues to throw for the AppleSox. Meanwhile, the catcher Boscarino on throw down to second base after the warm-up tosses throws it all the way out to center field. Ouch. I used to catch, and I've had a couple of those that sailed on me. Sam Flores will lead it off. He's had a good night tonight. He's 2 for 3 for Kelowna. They scored their first and only run of the ball game in their last at bat against Carson Bozel. Got 3 hits in the 7th, and were able to drive in a run. Christian Salazar drove in Miles Walton for the run for Kelowna. Flores in the left-handed batter's box, and the first pitch to him is a fastball missing low and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count to Sam. Singled to right in the first, singled again to right in the third, and then hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the 6th. 1-0 pitch to him here is a fastball again, missing same spot. 2-0 the count. So after tonight, 5 games left in the first half of the season for everybody, and Wenatchee trying to hold on to first place. Pitch swung on, popped up, foul, and out of play, and the count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Flores. Trying to remember where I parked my truck. Okay, it wasn't back that way. It's over by the college, by W.B. Smith Gymnasium. Wenatchee came into tonight tied with Edmonton at 14-7. Bellingham 13-8, just a game back. And Bell's playing very well. Edmonton also playing very well. 2-1 pitch here, swung on, popped up. Looks like it's going to the same spot again. This one will go outside the ballpark. Looks like it was close to it anyway. Count even now to Flores at 2 balls and 2 strikes with Trey Duffield waiting on deck. Mariners finally return home after a couple more games in Tampa Bay. 2-2 the count to Flores, and Bozel's pitch. Inside, ouch, hit him. He had a protection on his right elbow, and it looks like that's where it hit him. So another hit batsman. We're going to have to add that up here as Trey Duffield steps to the plate. Let's see. 1, 2 by the AppleSox pitching staff tonight. And there's a lot more for Wenatchee offensively. It looks like we've got a pinch hitter as well coming up here for Kelowna. That'll be, no, Trey Duffield is still in there. So Duffield stepping up. Oh, they got a pinch runner out there at first base. Okay. Pitch on the way, low for a ball to Duffield. 1-0 the count. And I'll defer to our man back in the studios, if you can help me out with the number on the uniform on the pinch runner at first base. Looks like number 6. Radley Laguito is out there running. This pitch swung on, and a well-hit ball to deep center field. Back goes Hartman. He'll make the catch against the wall. How about that for Max Hartman? Oh, my. In your lap, Dan Koontz. Nice play by Max Hartman. Brings up the DH, Caden Mitchell. Boy, that ball had the best charge of any ball here tonight to the ballpark. But Max Hartman is able to reel it in out there at the 408 sign and straightaway center field. One down for Kelowna. And the pitch to Mitchell. Swung on, fouled away, and the count 0-1 here to Caden. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out to first, grounded out to short, and struck out swinging in the 6th. That got the fans here at the ballpark a lot of swag. Tag play at first. Oh, my, that looked like they got him at first base on the pickoff move by Bozel. Bozel nodding his head thinking, yeah, I think I got him. As Laguito had a lead over there. Pitch on the way, misses high for a ball. 1-1 the count now to Mitchell. So Laguito has not tried to steal a base so far this summer for Kelowna. Pitch on the way to the plate is high and outside for a ball. 2-1 to count. Guy you got to watch out for with Kelowna on the base paths is Nate Gray Jr., who's not in the lineup tonight. He's 5 for 6 in stolen bases. And this steal attempt is going to sail on the throw by Boscarino. And so easily in with a stolen base here is Laguito. So now he's 1 for 1, just as I started talking about base stealing. Pitch was a ball, so the count goes 3-1 here to Mitchell. AppleSox have a right-hander warmed up down in the bullpen. Bozel with pitch to the plate. Swung on a miss. The count goes to 3-2 to Mitchell, and he was looking to maybe find a ball beyond the reaches of that right field fence here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 1 out in the inning, runner at second base in an 8-1 contest. And the pitch to Mitchell. Swung on, fouled away again, and the count stays at 3-2. Brecken Menuet waiting on deck here for Kelowna. Again, first of 3 games between these two, 6:35 tomorrow night, 6:35 on Wednesday. AppleSox have Thursday off, and then they'll head to Bellingham to take on the Bells. Pitch out of the way to the plate, swung on, and again fouled away. Boy, we're going through the balls here tonight at the ballpark. Make sure the AppleSox aren't going to fool me here and have a non-league game. They play a lot. Try to get as many as they can in during the summer. We'll look ahead to Thursday. Make sure the AppleSox are not playing a non-league game. They are not, so they actually have a day off. How about that? 3-2 count remains on Caden Mitchell. And Bozel's pitch inside for ball 4. Haven't been a lot of free passes for the AppleSox pitching staff here tonight. By the way, Hoyland went 4 to start. No runs, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, not a single walk. Carson Bozel now in his 4th inning of relief, and the AppleSox hoping that he can get through it. Brecken Menuet will step up. Menuet's 0 for 3 with a fly out and a couple of ground outs to the infield. Love to get that here, get a double play, and get out of the inning. Menuet in the right-handed batter's box. Bozel ready, and the delivery is outside and low for a ball. Good job by Boscarino to keep that in front of him. Carson nodding his head out on the mound, I think kind of trying to have a little self-conversation. And the 1-0 pitch swung on, a hit hard but foul up the third baseline. And look out down there. In out of play territory, there's a family gathered down there, and that almost took somebody out. 1-1 to count here to Menuet. Again, the light here at the ballpark is not great right now because it's just dark enough you can't see very well, and the light's really not helping things much. The 1-1 pitch from Bozel. Swung on a fly ball to deep left center, left field, and that is going to hit foul, just barely, about 3 feet foul is all. Long strike, if you will. Menuet was sitting on that pitch and just about brought him some more runs here for Kelowna. AppleSox trying to win their 2nd straight after losing 2 consecutive series to Yakima Valley and Walla Walla. Trying to get out in front on this one. 1-2 the count. Sox on top, 8-1. We're in the top of the 8th inning. 2 aboard, 1 out. Pitch on the way. Swung on a miss. Strikeout for Bozel. in relief here is his third. And 2 outs brings up Matthew Pena. Pena has struck out a couple of times tonight. Also grounded out to short, so he's 0 for 3. 2 aboard, 2 down. Top of the 8th inning. Bulls will try to help wrap this one up. Pitch on the way is low and inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. We'll see what else happened in the American League West tonight as the Mariners lose. And Houston's just been on a roll lately. This pitch swung on a grounded to the right side, and it goes over the second baseman's glove into right field. That's going to score a run, and it's now 8-2. Kelowna trying to make a little motion here in the 8th inning. Give an RBI for Pena. Laguito scores easily on the play. Over to third base goes Mitchell. So runners on the corners with 2 down. And that brings up Miles Walton. Walton with a strikeout, a ground out, and a base hit, and a run scored in the 7th. Pitch here is low for ball 1. Checking the scoreboard in the American League West tonight. It's a Monday, so I don't know how many games actually were going on for teams that are in the division. Oakland at Anaheim, and that's in the top of the 9th. The Angels lead that one 5-1. Of course, everybody's like, who cares? Who cares about that one? Rangers tonight, actually, they lost to Milwaukee. Strike here call to Walton. Count goes to 2-1. So 6-3 Brew Crew beats the Rangers tonight, so that's good news for the Mariners, as Texas was also gaining ground. This pitch swung on a hit in the air to center field. Another base hit. Another run's going to score. 8-3 now. Not over yet. Give an RBI to Walton on the base hit to right center as Mitchell scores. And down to second goes Pena on the play. That brings up Drew Stevens, the catcher. But first, looks like we're going to get a pitching change here as Mitch Darlington comes out to the mound, and he'll grab for the baseball from Carson Bozell. Carson will get a round of applause from the fans here at Paul Thomas, and we'll get a reliever coming in. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. It's an 8-3 contest. We'll come back after this on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We're not affiliated with any of the network channels. We're a locally owned, locally managed television station who prides itself on being a reflection and a spotlight on the communities we call home here in North Central Washington. We need to thank our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your Town Auto Group. Thanks for watching the NCWLIFE Channel.
Tune in Monday through Friday at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, or go to our website at ncwlife.com, or you can visit us on Facebook. North Central Washington, the NCWLIFE Channel has you covered.
New pitcher for the AppleSox, taking over on the mound for Wenatchee, is Joey Pearson, a 6'2", 175-pound junior from Lower Columbia College. Originally out of Richland, 3.85 earned run average, making his 5th appearance in relief for Wenatchee. Has pitched 7 innings with that 3.85 earned run average. Can't quite close the book on Carson Bozell with a couple of runners aboard. Those are his responsibility. Right now he's given up the 3 spot as it's an 8-3 ball game. Mitch Darlington's words to Mr. Pearson here is, get this final out, let's get 3 more, and let's get out of here with a win tonight. AppleSox on top, scoring early and often in the first 3 frames, with 4 in the first, 2 more in the second, a run in the third, they added another in the 6th. They hope not to need that run in the 6th to be a difference in the ball game. Right now it's up to Joey Pearson to shut things down here as Kelowna has scored 2 runs on a couple of hits here in this inning. Leadoff man was Flores. He was hit by a pitch. Laguito came in to run for him. He scored on an RBI single by Matthew Pena. And then Miles Walton followed with an RBI single to score Caden Mitchell, who got aboard on a walk. And looks like we have a pinch hitter for Kelowna stepping into the plate as well, as Aiden Cooney will step in. So Cooney at the plate, left-handed batter, 6 foot, 180 pounds, another out of McLennan Community College from Flower Mound, Texas. And the first pitch goes sailing past the head of everybody all the way to the backstop. So that allows Pena to get down to third base. Walton to second on a wild pitch. 1-0 the count to Cooney. So I think Cooney's listed as a catcher, I believe. So he would take over for Drew Stevens. Check swing. He couldn't check it all the way, so the count evens to Stevens, or excuse me, to Cooney at 1-1 strike. Runners at second and third. 2 outs, 2 runs in the inning, but 2 more on the pond here. And the pitch. Misses just inside for ball 2. 2-1 to Aiden Cooney. Cooney back in the left-handed batter's box to face the righty on the mound in Joey Pearson. Pitch on the way, swung on a miss. Hefty swing there. And the count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fans here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium trying to get behind Joey Pearson on the mound right now and get this final out of the inning. 2 runs in, 2 aboard, 2 outs, and Pearson looks in, has the sign. Joey's pitch on the way, high and away for ball 3. First base is open. Christian Salazar waiting on deck, who has an RBI single in his book tonight. Eager to maybe get the bases loaded. Pitch on the way. High and inside, almost hit the batter. So a leadoff walk here for Cooney off of Joey Pearson in his first batter he faces. So that keeps the inning alive, loads the bases up here for Christian Salazar. Salazar with an RBI single in his last plate appearance in the 7th. Before that, struck out, popped out, and grounded out. And Joey Pearson would love to induce a ground ball to the infield here and just get it done. Pearson ready. Pitch on the way to the plate is a strike. 0-1. So Kelowna trying to make a late splash here in this ball game. Trail it now 8-3 with 2 more runners in scoring position. Pitch on the way is a curveball missing low for ball 1. Houston, it looks like they were idle tonight. Looking around the Major League Baseball, yeah, Houston did not have a game tonight. Pitch here, swung on a chop to the third baseman, and they'll go to second for the out there, and that'll do it as Castagnola feeds over to Gonzalez to finally get the final out of the inning. But Kelowna does strike for 2. They leave 2. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Wenatchee on top, 8-3. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Hi, my name is Courtney, and AmeriCorps has given me the opportunity to change careers, learn new skills, and serve my community in a meaningful way. I am so glad that I chose AmeriCorps.
My service with AmeriCorps has allowed me to make a difference in the lives of people that I wouldn't have otherwise made.
My service in AmeriCorps allowed me make huge impact to community having fun.
AmeriCorps gave me the opportunity to serve and use my skills for the greater good. I highly recommend serving with AmeriCorps. You will change your life.
Welcome back here to the ballpark. Yet another new pitcher into the ball game here, as it is. I'm looking at the name and then trying to match that up with somebody that's on my roster for Kelowna. We'll see if I'm able to do that. Yeah, I see it's 33, and again, I'm trying to read the handwriting of someone who doesn't write very well. Froclia, maybe? Froclia. Yeah, and I'm not seeing him on the roster anywhere. So, B. Froclia, F-R-O-C-H-L-E-A. Freshler? Boy, I'm sorry, gang. Again, we're given the lineup card shortly before the game begins. And I'm looking. Yeah, that doesn't come close to anybody they have on the roster tonight. Oh, you meant 39. Okay, 39. Yeah, that still doesn't help me, Malcolm. I did the best I could, yes. They've got a 29 on the roster. They have a 37 on the roster. He was already in. And yeah, so we'll just say it is, well, you know what? I know what I can do. I can go to Baseball Live, and they'll tell me who it is, maybe, if they can figure it out. Well, they still have Nochi on there, so I know that that's not Nochi because Nochi was 33. Anyway, here we go. Want to know the count to the leadoff man for the AppleSox, Gonzalez. Or it's Max Hartman, excuse me. And Hartman swings and misses, and the count goes to 1-2. Hartman followed by Doherty and Castagnola here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Wenatchee in an 8-3 ball game now. This pitch bounces in for a ball. 2-2 the count. So they still list Nochi as the pitcher on the game live. Excuse me, and there was no announcement here on the PA system by an announcement saying who is on the mound now. Fouled by Hartman, and the count remains at 2-2. I'm going to hand this to Tucker Wagner. Tucker, do you see a 39 on there anywhere? So this is what I'm looking at. This pitch swung on and popped up into shallow center field. Easy play for the center fielder Salazar out there. So 1 out for the AppleSox. 39. Okay, so what's his name? Freshler? Freshler. Okay, we'll say it's Freshler. Yes. Freshler. Sure, why not? I'll check. I got one other straw that I could check here. Okay, we'll go to the site. Okay, and we will go to, teams. Need teams. This pitch swung on and hit on a ground to the second base, but not a hop. He'll field and throw, and not in time. That's some hustle right there by Aiden Doherty. That's an infield single. So the Sox with a runner aboard and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And I'm going to go to Kelowna's roster here online. That'll be my last gasp attempt at trying to figure out who the gentleman on the mound is right now. Pitch is a curveball, strike called, and the count 0-1 to James Castagnola. Saying it's 39. And, of course, I'm not seeing a 39 on their entire roster online either. Pitch here is in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 the count. We'll see if anything comes close to fresher or something with an F. The pitch is strike called. Meanwhile, down to second base, stolen base for Doherty. getting himself in scoring position. 1-2 the count here on Castagnola. There's there he is, Barrett Froehler, F-R-O-E-H-L-E-R. Okay, there we go. Froehler, Barrett. Move to look at the runner at second by our pitcher Barrett Froehler. Got it, Tucker. Froehler. That was it. Froehler. Yeah. F-R-O-E-H-L-E-R. Okay. Do you see that? Okay. I guess maybe. F-R-O-E. I think he forgot a vowel in there somewhere. So the fifth pitcher of the night for the Kelowna Falcons has the count to 2 strikes in his favor. Curveball here misses outside for ball 2 to Castagnola. James on the night is make that 1 for 2. Walked and scored, hit by a pitch. Struck out looking, and a base hit in his last at bat in the 6th. This pitch he'll take for ball 3. 3-2 the count to Castagnola with a runner on in scoring position for the AppleSox. An 8-3 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 out. Froehler again with the pitch, high and inside lookouts, and down to first base on a free pass goes Castagnola. Good at bat there. He was behind and was able to work a walk. Kade Benevidez will step up now. Kade, couple of strikeouts tonight. He also has a couple of RBI. Hit by a pitch with the bases loaded back in the 1st. Sac fly to center field in the 2nd. Since then, hasn't had a lot of success against the bullpen here for the Falcons. First pitch to him here, swung on a fly ball deep to right field, and that is going to be gone. A home run, 3-run shot for Kade Benevidez, his 2nd home run of the summer. 3-run home run as that wind has come up a little bit here late in the game, and Benevidez rides that jet stream over the right field wall for his 2nd home run of the summer. AppleSox up 11-3 now. Antonio Gianni steps in. Gianni 1 for 4 tonight. Double in his first at bat. First pitch here is a curveball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Gianni, that 2-run single back of the 1st kind of set the tone for the AppleSox. As Wenatchee scored 4 runs in the 1st inning. Pitch here misses high for a ball. 1-1 to count to Gianni, who, by the way, leads the club in home runs with 4 on the season. Gianni back in and ready, and here comes the pitch from Froehler, and it's a little outside for a ball. Again, Travis Hulsey, our home plate umpire tonight. Zach Burr is out there on the base pass. These gentlemen will work all 3 games in Wenatchee unless something strange happens. Pitch on the way here is a curveball low for a ball. 3-1 to count. (11-3) Wenatchee on top. Wenatchee scored 9 runs yesterday in a win over Walla Walla. This pitch swung on and popped up in the infield. Who's going to call for it? It'll be the second baseman who will call for it. And through the breeze, Smink is able to make the catch. So pop out for the second out for Wenatchee brings up Luca Boscarino. Boscarino is looking for his first hit of the night. He was hit once and then has a couple of groundouts and a flyout. Flew out to center in his last at bat in the 7th. Froehler's pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Luca. Curveball here misses low and in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 the count. So the AppleSox, or the Mariners that is, losing a little more ground in the American League West with the loss tonight, even though that Houston was not playing. Seattle losing 4-3 at Tampa Bay. This pitch misses for a ball. 2-1 the count to Boscarino. Mariners lead in the West now 5.5 games over Houston, 6.5 in front of Texas. Pitch on the way is a strike on the inside corner. Evens the count to Boscarino at 2-2. Oh, painted sky here tonight. Beautiful hues of pink on our cloud cover. This pitch swung on a chop towards the shortstop. He'll over to his left field and throw, and that is a great play by Menuet to retire the side here. Wenatchee does get 3 runs on the big 3-run blast by Kade Benevidez. We'll head to the 9th inning. Wenatchee trying to wrap it up here. They lead at 11-3. You're watching AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession. And this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, this is so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
Amazing. I just missed the bite. Nope, I got him. There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful kokanee. There we go.
Watch for new episodes of the Northwest Outdoorsman on the NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station.
Well, here we go to the 9th inning. The AppleSox trying to wrap up a win here as they now have a little more breathing room thanks to the 3-run home run by Benevidez in the bottom of the 8th inning. As we head to the 9th, it'll be Joey Pearson trying to get to the wrap-up on the win here. He'll face Rafael Smink, Sam Flores, and Trey Duffield. That's the order due up in the 9th inning for Kelowna as the AppleSox try to improve to 15-7 in West Coast League play on the season and drop Kelowna to 7-12. Again, nobody else playing tonight in the entire West Coast League. So Wenatchee will, if they can hang on for the victory here, get a little bit of an advantage, a half game in front of Edmonton in the standings and a game and a half in front of Bellingham if they can hold on and get the win. 3 outs away from that here against the Kelowna Falcons. As Rafael Smink will come up to start it off here. Smink is 0 for the night, is 0 for 3. Strikeouts, pop outs, a ground out, and a walk. First pitch here is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count to Smink. Joey's next pitch is low and inside for a ball. 1-1 to count. Joey Pearson, third pitcher of the night for the AppleSox. Cam Hoyland went the first 3, no runs, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. Carson Bolzel cruised early in relief and then kind of ran into a bump in the road in the 7th and 8th as he gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. Count to ball and 2 strikes now to Smink. Leadoff man in the 9th for Kelowna. Pearson looks in, gets the sign from Boscarino, and the pitch on the way to the plate is swung on and missed. Another strikeout for the AppleSox pitching staff tonight. 1 out here in the 9th inning brings up Sam Flores. Sam Flores is scheduled as the hitter. Nope, it's Leguito. Okay, so there's where Leguito, he came in to run for Flores, and so now will hit for Flores as well. So Leguito steps up, and the first pitch to him misses outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Leguito batting just 100 on the season. Hasn't had a lot of plate appearances. This pitch misses high and inside for a ball. 2-0 the count. Now, if you're Joey Pearson, you don't know much about this guy at the plate right now. Just trying to concentrate, throw strikes. Pitch on the way to the plate is in there for a strike, and the count goes to 2-1. Trey Duffield also due up in this inning, and he is in the on-deck circle. Pitch on the way, swung on a foul back, so the count goes to 2-2. Bolzel, by the way, in relief for the Wenatchee AppleSox. Had Let's see, 1, 2 strikeouts, looks like. Yeah, he did. 3 strikeouts in relief. Pitch here misses. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. And that's another strikeout here for Joey Pearson. 2 outs for the AppleSox. By the way, 7 strikeouts by the first 2 pitchers tonight. That's 2 strikeouts in relief for Pearson. So Sox have a chance at double-digit strikeouts on the night. Bosel stands to win this one because Hoyland didn't go long enough in the game to be considered the pitcher of record here. First pitch misses low and away for ball 1 to Duffield. Trey is 2 for 4 tonight. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back, and the count evens to Duffield at 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2 the count now on Duffield. Pearson's pitch in the dirt outside for a ball. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 9th inning for Kelowna. Wenatchee trying to get their 2nd win in a row and gain a little ground on the West Coast League's North Division. Take back first place all by themselves. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled into the net on the first base side. So the count remains at 2-2. 2 strikeouts in the frame here in relief for Joey Pearson. He came on and got the final out in the 8th inning. And now trying to get the final out here in the 9th. 2-2 pitch again is a fastball just outside, missing for ball 3. Count runs full to Duffield. Trey back in the right-handed batter's box, and the 3-2 pitch on the way is strike 3 called. Gone looking is Duffield. The AppleSox pitching staff with 10 strikeouts in the game, and Wenatchee wins this one by a final of 11-3. We will take a break, come back, and gather up a little post-game activity for you coming up here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
What once was old now is new to the NCWLIFE Channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, The Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
And welcome back here on the postgame show on the Wenatchee AppleSox TV network. How about that? As the AppleSox knock off the Kelowna Falcons by a final of 11-3 tonight. And Elijah Palaio, or Eli, I should say, joins us here on the postgame show. Well, you guys get to an early start. You get 4 runs in that first inning with only 1 hit. That kind of helps things, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he's not hitting the mitt, game 17 inches, why are we swinging? You know, if he's giving us free bags, we're going to take him all day.
And you guys have shown a lot of patience at the plate all season long. You're one of the leaders as far as taking walks this season.
Yeah, it's just being patient as well, you know, just kind of watching the other guys in front of me, and they're having heck at bats. So
you guys put a lot of pressure on their pitching staff in those first 2 frames. You get another couple of runs, you get a chance to get in and score a run in that second. Does that kind of make you relax a little bit out there in the field too?
Yeah, absolutely. We're just playing defense behind our pitcher. He was dialing all day, so I'm just, you know, trying to help out as I can.
Well, talking about defense, this is not the easiest ballpark to play defense in. You had some plays out there in shortstop, 4 or 5 putouts in a row, especially all 3 in one inning, and those were not easy plays. I had stars in my book on every one of those. Talk about your play at shortstop and making those plays here at Paul Thomas.
I take a lot of pride in my defense. Obviously, I'm not the best hitter, but I take pride in my defense, and if the ball's at me, I'm getting almost all of them. So I'm trying to keep my hands working and work through the baseball and just work for my pitchers up there.
Now, I got to ask you, did you pay attention at all to the World Series tonight? Do you know what happened?
I watched the first 2 games, but obviously we played, so I didn't get to watch the last one. I don't know who came out on top. Okay. Do you know?
Do you want me to tell you that?
You let me know, yeah.
Okay, all right, Tennessee. Tennessee won 6-5 over Texas A&M. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, I had a couple buddies on Texas A&M, so I was kind of gunning for them, but it's all right.
Well, you got a teammate who had a brother playing, right?
Yeah, Kanan he goes by. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, great win tonight, and let's get maybe 3 more in a row. Get a little breathing room here in the north.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. There you go. Eli Palaio joining us here on the postgame show. Stay right there. We'll take a quick commercial break. Talk to Mitch Darlington coming up next. 11-3, the final. Sox get the win. And by the way, we're 3-0 here on the NCWLIFE Channel with our broadcast. We'll come back with no more next year in the dark on the NCWLIFE Channel.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Well, the AppleSox get a big win here tonight. 2 in a row now, by the way, as they beat Walla Walla yesterday and they come in and beat Kelowna tonight. And Mitch Darlington joining us here on the postgame show. 11-3, you got to like a lot about what you saw out there tonight.
Yeah, the energy early on, getting runs early, and then, just keeping the gas pedal on. It seemed like earlier in the week we'd get a lead, and I don't know, just a letdown, man. We just let down and didn't keep that same energy, that same focus and quality at bats, and then let teams get right back in it. But proud of the way these guys played tonight and just kept the pressure on and found a way to bury them.
Talk about that patience at the plate, too, to take those walks, and had quite a few guys hit by pitches tonight. And, I mean, you put pressure on those pitchers on the other side, and I know that's what you want to accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. That was kind of the game plan going in. Just looking at some of the numbers, the walks high there for their starter, and, just being really disciplined and seeing good pitches and putting good swings on a baseball. And, our guys waited it out, kept taking the free bags. And some days that's the best thing you can do, is not get over anxious, not get over excited to hit, and let the game come to you. So proud of the discipline of the guys.
I know also that you like to keep it clean defensively. You kept it clean here tonight. I know that was kind of a bugaboo maybe the last couple series, but and Eli Palaio out there at shortstop, and I talked about how Paul Thomas is not the easiest place to play in the infield, especially on the left side. Boy, that guy just makes one play after another.
Yeah, it's we've talked about him a lot. It's so nice having a lockdown shortstop like that. Where you just know a ground ball hit his way. It's just you just put it in the books, it's an out. It gives our pitchers confidence as well. They don't have to be so fine. They can just go attack hitters and pitch to contact and let Eli and the rest of our infield do its thing.
Kade comes through, you give up a 3 spot, you get it right back in one swing of the bat. So the wind kind of maybe helped that one a little bit, but nice to have those guys in the lineup, no matter where they are in the lineup, that can maybe clear the bases for you.
Absolutely, yeah. The middle of our order is really starting to swing it. We're getting some more guys rolling in here. James Castagnola is going to be a good player for us. Roberto Gonzalez, some new guys, new fresh faces and energy rolling in here. So excited to see how the team kind of progresses this next week as we kind of put the parts together and kind of see what this lineup's going to look like as we head towards the end of the first half.
Well, interesting end of the first half, by the way, because you got that team that's been chasing you that's been pretty hot coming up later on this week. First things first, though, I know you want to take care of Kelowna for the next couple of days. Best of luck with that.
Yeah, one day at a time. That's the plan.
All right.
There you go. The AppleSox get the win tonight by a final of 11-3. That's going to wrap it up for our broadcast because we're literally using flashlights and phone lights to finish up. So that's going to do it here tonight. For Mitch Darlington, for our entire AppleSox team and our broadcast here tonight, thanks for joining us on the NCWLIFE Channel. We'll see you again coming up in July. Good night, everybody. So Bellingham has already
Thanks for watching tonight's broadcast of Wenatchee AppleSox Baseball on the NCWLIFE Channel. Coverage of tonight's game was brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, and our Gold supporter, the Town Auto Group. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Apple Valley Honda, Club Crow Bar and Grill, the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, and AmeriCorps, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, Together for Youth, the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. This concludes our broadcast of AppleSox Baseball right here on the NCWLIFE Channel. We now return to regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
Good. How about finding a gap in center field for an RBI single? Beautifully struck ball by Witten.